Okay, so let's just let some people catch up here. Let's see if it actually started, the stream. Do-do-do-do. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been a while since I've streamed, but I'm gonna try it on the second channel, see how everything goes. Um, yeah, it's been months. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time, but I'm gonna try like focusing on this second channel to be more art topics. You know, I got a whole docket that we're gonna go through. There's just some stuff, and this is really just a test stream just to see how everything goes, dude. And just a little bit of thing, for like the Birdie update for anyone that's cared to follow that stuff. I will say with Synni's video, the only clips I have that are going to be in my tweets, so we're just going to go over that from there. So I can't really watch their new video because they privated it, which that's kind of annoying, I can't lie, but hey, that's what we got to do. We can do the best with it. How much to end the stream? Dude, fuck you, Sam. Fuck you. Okay, so we're just going to be going over to like where this whole stuff is. So just a little bit of context with Synni, right? Synni, I've covered very extensively on my channel before. Synni is a person that had really bad conversations with a 14-year-old, with exchanging like, grape stuff, like a lot of like sexual conversations as a 20-year-old woman. But now like this basically turned into talking about what they did with the 14-year-old to about cat custody. I don't know how we got here. Gay people, what's up? Give it it. What's up? Fucking hell. But yeah, essentially, let's get into it, dude. End it now. Dude, fuck you, Sam. Hello, David. What's up? Dude, I'm not. Fuck you, Sam. Fuck you. Okay. So we're gonna start. I'm not gonna go into the images, but this is basically just for context to get into it. So we got Damaged Coda saying she took Scorp, Scorp being the name of the other cat that, pretty much Birdie left the house with. She took my baby. She doesn't even like her. She only took her away because she hates me. I visited Stupid yesterday, again, the other cat. She's not taking care of her. She's gonna neglect Scorp too. I want my baby back. These are my last photos of her. She took everything from me. I've lost. Not even a thank you for the much money. Tut ego much. Okay, Sam, thank you for the two, but it, the intent, all right, the intent. That's what's evil. But yeah, I mean, this basically sparked a lot of fan art given to them. Now, I don't know what to fully make of this, right? Because what it makes it seem like, technically, even like what birdies admit, it's gay that we're even getting into this in a serious way. But essentially, with the cat, right? It was under Synni's custody. So Synni is technically legally able to take custody of the cat back. So in a sense, I'm not too surprised about this because Birdie did really just steal a cat that wasn't even under their name legally. So I'm not too surprised. The cat allegations have hit the towers for real, dude. Let's see. Yeah, they even like talk about like how it's their support animal here. I forgot the like exact response. Yeah, see, that's the issue I had. Synni adopts Scorp under her name because I didn't want my dead name on the paperwork. She contacted a fucking prosector in order to take Scorp away from me because she wants to take everything I love away from me. I genuinely hope she redacted. Which, again, this is wild. I'm not really shocked about this. Not really surprised. But then, right, Synni made their video, which they've now privated, which is annoying. So we'll just be going over some clips. Yeah, so this is me telling the update. Synni made a new video claiming Birdie broke into their house without their consent, lost their cat after stealing them, and said Birdie was not fit to take care of a cat. Birdie crashed out on Twitter and made a response thread. All right, let's go over the clips.
Jack says he came into my apartment to visit Stupid, which was while I was at work, and he did this without my permission or my knowledge. He says I'm not taking care of her because when he came over my apartment...
Yeah, so I mean, I guess by their own admission they did go into their house, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little iffy on that, but let's go. Let's go.
Apartment was dirty and the floor was covered in litter and Stupid's nails weren't
Holy shit.
clipped. And I'm so fucking annoyed because as soon
My god, dude. Okay, anyways, unfortunately, this is the closest thing I have to prove that I cleaned after he showed up. Pay attention to the dates, please. Yeah, we have recordings of walking into Synni's apartment and finding an unclean litter box and litter scattered all over the floor, and Stupid having untrimmed nails. I will fight tooth and nail to get her back. I swear to God. Trying to enjoy the smaller achievements for now, says Saki. Tonight, I think I'll clean the floor in my living room. This requires a bunch, moving a bunch of furniture, though. Take it in a small bit, clean one area, then the next day or another day, clean the rest. Do it on your own pace, but hey, is that motivation I see? Ooh. So, I guess their evidence that they have that they cleaned up is, I guess, they have been encouraged by their friends to clean it up. But yeah, I'll just let it play a little bit longer.
as I came home, the same day he came over, hours after he left, I came home and I was on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor. I swept.
This video does not want to play, but yeah, let's keep going.
I mopped and I scrubbed the floor to lift up the caked on litter and
caked on? Dude, that means it's been there for a while. Holy
cat food. I made that floor sparkle, and Jack had to come in just before I could do that. I'm almost more annoyed that he didn't see my hard work than I am annoyed that he came into my home without my consent.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, technically by that standard, yeah, Birdie, I guess, did break and enter. Because, I mean, I guess, I don't know, it could be more complex legally, but they left the house. And they made it very clear they're moving into another house. And I don't know. So I guess coming there when Synni's at work, I could see how that could be, like, that would be breaking and entering. But yeah, let's go to the next clip.
Jack is not going to take.
All right, let's full screen this.
Jack is
okay.
Not going to take care of the cats. I don't trust.
Fucking hell, dude. Okay, you know, I don't even care. That clip, if you want to see it, you can go follow my Twitter if you feel like it. Essentially, just to basically wrap it up, it is about Synni saying that they have tried really hard to take care of them now. They make the claim that Birdie is not taking care of the cat really, or did not really, and neglected them.
Care of the cats.
Yeah. That's fucking hell.
I don't trust him or any.
So they would talk about how, like, when they left Birdie at the house, because Birdie can't get a house, one viewer fell off. Fuck you, frog. But essentially, yeah. When Birdie would, like, be at the house by himself while Synni was at work, they would just be sleeping all day. They didn't even feed the cats or anything, according to Synni. And yes, that is very neglectful, if that is true. So I guess Birdie could have done better in that sense, too. If Birdie is going to make the criticism, then I guess naturally they should take the criticism as well, if that is true. 2 viewers. Hi, Domino. But yeah. Anyways, this was also their deleted tweet. I fucking hate you guys. Accusing me of animal abuse / neglect. Whatever the fuck, because Cynthia said it. You're so gullible. Grow a spine. I'm so fucking sick of this. I want her to leave me alone. Get out of my life. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I want one day of peace. And they deleted this. Can I get on stream? I don't know, dude. Then they had this whole thread that they made, which we'll be going over now. I'm sorry for freaking out earlier. I've been very emotional from now on. From now on, I'm going to try to deal with everything privately unless there's anything serious enough I feel I need to mention publicly. A lot of things have been misconstrued. Synni is purposely leaving out info in the same way she did with her other videos, but I've also accidentally neglected to give everyone proper updates, which has caused people who trusted me to be misled. I'm sorry for that. I didn't mean to betray anyone's trust from now on. I'm going to be keeping my personal matters private, which is the way I should have kept to begin with. However, I will say this. I was in no way neglectful or abusive towards my cats, and Synni is demonizing me purposefully. I know she said she isn't doing this because she wants her channel back, but she definitely is. She's trying to shift the focus from her onto me, so she can come back to creating content. She wouldn't have started caring for Stupid again if she wasn't planning to make a video about it. I understand if you can't trust me anymore, but I don't want Synni's video to be the reason you perceive me differently. She made me look evil on purpose. The next time I mention the situation, I won't forget any updates, and hopefully everything will have been resolved. I'm hoping YouTube deplatforms Jar. Real. I don't know, like what he did, that definitely like his biggest fuck up. I can't lie. But yeah. Domino, come on. You don't have anything to add, bro. Come on. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, essentially, right? There is a lot of criticisms I would give to Birdie, especially since Kumo leaked the group chats. I have reached out to one of the people about it, and I'm not gonna lie, they raise a lot of questions to me. Like, they only apparently really officially reported the death threats. But when it came to Ino being groomed, that never really got reported. In fact, how it was described to me is they were in a call, and when reporting the death threats, someone randomly chimed in and said, "Oh yeah, she also groomed a kid," which I, I don't think that would go anywhere. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that would go absolutely anywhere if that were to even be imagined to be taken seriously. But they also explained to me that they hesitated to report like Cinnabear because they didn't know if legal action was like the best action to take, which I don't really know how to feel about that because everyone rushed out with videos and documents, and you are willing to call this person a groomer, which even Birdie's willing to call them a pedophile. So if you guys feel this strongly about it, why not take it legally? This is not a random person online. Like, this is Birdie's roommate, and a lot of people in the group chat know Synni in real life. So I kind of failed to comprehend why it took so long to even deal with anything legally. I guess there was a thing that they told me that it was like somewhat like it was they were hesitant because they were not in a situation like this before. But it took them weeks, apparently. It took them weeks to even consider filing a police report. And what really blows my mind is Birdie kind of just became the face and the lead of this whole thing when they even admitted to not reading any of the documents against Synni. They just happened to be right. And they were just told from their friend. They didn't review anything. It's also another reason why Birdie's not taking interviews with anyone, because they can't mentally handle going through everything, even though they put themselves at the face of the drama. So it's like, it's a lot of like stupid stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it's really dumb. Let's see. Jar ain't recovering from this. True. Who has a better chance of recovering, Jar or Kumo? Probably Kumo because he's less known. Jar a little bit? I don't know. A lot of people already hate him. This is the reason. It's always going to be brought up. Yeah, at least he ain't as much of a hypocrite as Kumo. Kumo legit called out doodles for the FCK. He has in a Discord chat with the same type of stuff being sent. I don't know how to feel about that, Cuddy. I mean, Lio kind of was really malicious when it came to that. Like, they didn't... the difference with the FCK, like, when it comes to, like, Lio Convoy's, like, attempt to report anything, is that they didn't know there was a minor. Well, in the FCK, they objectively knew that there was minors and they're doing what they're doing. Kumo had an 18-plus server, and Lio saw that there was a child in danger and just waited to do anything about it and cared more about settling a score in that situation than actually doing something. Ace plays, please do it. No. Oh, popcorn. Thank you. But yeah, all that overwhelming context. There was also this other thing that they said. Oh, no, get. Nuh-uh. Anyways. Yeah. Don't DM me about Synni. I will not read it. I won't be talking about this matter publicly anymore. I'm in an extremely tough spot, and I will not take on more stress or clean up her messes. My DMs are for comms only. Do not inquire me about this further. I'm not in a good headspace. Which kind of confused me a little bit because you literally just said you will be updating your like audience about everything now to just show that you are trustworthy. But now this is, I guess, their take. But
anyone he associates with.
stop trying to play the video. Okay. 6 viewers no longer fell off. Thanks, Frog. Thanks, Frog. But yeah, no. What I could say about the situation, objectively, Synni is obviously in the worst, right? Like there's just no. Fuck off, dude. Yeah, Cinnabear is obviously like the worst one here, clearly. But I think like the criticism's also fair to give to Birdie and their whole group that they objectively did not really know what they were doing. So I feel like if this case was to be handled responsibly, it should have probably not been in their hands. Because again, they hesitated to do actually anything with it, really. Like they dropped videos and documents, but they're just letting a groomer roam around. And what I've also been told is the death threats thing, nothing happened of it. So essentially right now, Synni is walking as a free person with no legal, like anything against them. Nothing legally holding them to anything. They're just walking away innocently. Ugh. Dude. So tedious, bro. Hold on. Cinnabear supporter. Dude, I've like banned you from my server. I'm just gonna oh. And we're just gonna hide you on this channel. Okay. But yeah, essentially with that. Yeah, for real, shut up. Yeah, that's all they've made their personality. Like the bit's not funny anymore. Like it wasn't really funny to begin with. I get that there's gonna be trolls, but like you've unironically made yourself a Synni supporter for months. So it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up and pack it up already. But yeah, shut up. Can I join the stream? I don't know. I'll see. Ace, I think you should mod me in the chat. Ugh. Okay, Frog. Okay. I'll add you as a moderator. Make you a standard one though. Okay. Ugh. All right. But yeah, that's essentially like pretty much the updates with it, and a lot to get off my chest with it because there's just been a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I don't think I'm gonna make like another video about it, so it's just best to do like do it with this stream. Hey Salar, do you think Kumo can recover? I mean, I don't really think he cares what happened to him, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, he already hates the community, right? Like, he's already used to being hated. I know why he left, and it had nothing to do with, like, really, the hate aspect. All right? It was more serious reasons why he left. So, can he recover? I mean, probably not. I mean, but at the same time, he's already had a bad reputation before. So I'm not really shocked. Like, if he comes back, right, I'm not really gonna be shocked. So I kind of fully expect him to come back one day. I miss Kumo. I hope he comes back. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, that's pretty much like the gist of all like the Synni stuff. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the jar stuff. I personally have like heard some bad stuff. I covered some stuff in my video. I've seen the documents and the screenshots. I've personally not seen the Cope and Seeth video about it, which we're gonna be reviewing a lot of that. Blackface, sex pest, friend zone, victory and vengeance. Dude, this is awesome. I heard this is pretty good. So I can't wait to get into it. This is going to be my first watch for this. But I've heard a lot of things about this, and I've been tempted to cover it, so we'll see. Limo, guys, you should have voted my vice. Okay. All right, let's get it started.
Jar is the personification of every terrible thing that has ever been said about the.
Oh my god, bro. All right, let me make this more livable for the rest of us.
The ACC. He is the snakiest, leechiest I have ever seen.
Recently, in the wake of his video defending Synni from serious grooming allegations, Just a Robot found himself involved in one of the most insane livestream interviews of all time, being ripped limb from limb by Chud Logic.
Right, so you were trying to use my platform in order to spread your message
I like the comic
under the
panels.
auspices of, oh, I just want your feedback. That's extremely manipulative, and I'm amazed that you think I would fall for that. I'm astounded that you think you could pull a fast one on me like this.
Well, I did want your feedback.
Who are you kidding?
Now you might be
Okay, so I mean, like, another thing too, just in case you guys don't know or didn't watch my video about it, why do you have 7 million tabs? Because it's easier that way. Fix your PC, for Christ's sake. Shut up. Anyways, the thing is, right, I feel like if you guys don't know, essentially, right, he already admitted in the Lio call that he was using, like, the opportunity for personal gain. All right, like, I know, like, everyone memes about, like, the Jar tried to get with Synni thing. Admittedly, it is funny, and some of the things he said was objectively bad in that sense, right? But he's already admitted in that call, right? Howdy, Ace. What's up, man? Where's my blue wrench? I'll give it to you in a second, Sliggins. But essentially, what he's already admitted to Lio, because he didn't deny it to Lio, is that he was going to help save Synni's career. So, in the long run, right, if he needed help from Synni after fixing her career, he could just be like, well, I did save your career. Can you help me with this drama? He saw Synni as a 500k YouTuber that was just a tool. And that's all he really saw her as. Just an opportunity to be able to help her. And yeah, I mean, that's horrible. But I think that that's kind of worse than what everyone's memed him with, you know? Like, objectively. All right, just added that for you. Because in a way, right, it ruins his credibility, like, regardless. Because he's already, like, either just trying to get with her, which that makes him biased, or he's just trying to get her as a tool, which makes him biased. But in a way, it's way more manipulative for him to try to use her as a, like, future ally. That means he downplayed this and overlooked this. I used to be a fan of Jar. Can't believe he turned into this. Yeah. Jar Board Oranges is just a real, like, I don't know. I'm not really, I will say I'm surprised to this extent. I never expected, like, I never took Jar for the person that would defend someone that's so obviously horrifying like this. This person literally had horrible messages with a 14-year-old. I never thought Jar would be the type of guy to, you know, step in and defend someone like this. But it happened, and there's just nothing he could say that would really fix this. But it is what it is. His career's fucked. He's going to be making an apology video sometime soon. And I really don't know what he has to say for himself. It looks bad against him, I'm not going to lie.
It's led into thinking that Jar is some sort of new kid on the block, but his history on the internet goes way, way back, and it's wrapped up in multiple dramas and controversies. In fact, drama and controversy may be the one consistent thing about the guy, because his earliest content was wrapped up in the anti-SJW skeptic.
Let's go!
And while I've held off on talking about Jar for a while now, there was one moment in the Chud Logic interview that really caught my interest.
If I am in the wrong, I will happily take down my video. I've been lied about plenty of times, and I've always fought back against people slandering and lying about me. I'm not fighting back this time because I know.
What if Jar was into Tomatoes Gaming, who is also groomed, by the way? When does surprise it? I'm just asking. I'm not really too familiar with that lore, to be honest.
After chatting with you and watching through your video, that I am in the wrong here.
Now that claim, that Jar has been lied about and slandered over the years, is a really, really interesting one. Because its history is so messy and convoluted, there's no comprehensive timeline that really exists for Jar. So alternatively, I've interviewed many of the people who've interacted or had issues with Jar over the years, because I think the best way to show you who Jar is to show you who Jar is.
Dude, I love the TF2 music, that's awesome.
Yeah, gay, autistic.
The stuff that's recently occurred with Synni isn't an outlier. It's part of a much larger pattern for the way he behaves with other creators online and presents himself to an audience. So what we're going to do here today is look through many of his previous actions and build a profile of one of the most crazy internet autists I think currently exists on YouTube.
Let's go. The blackface arc. That's awesome. What the hell?
I think a good place to start with Jar is his professional victimhood, which is at such astonishing levels, it beggars belief.
I avoided talking about the ArtCC dramas because ArtCC people tend to be a bit backstabby.
Interestingly,
I mean, you're a part of
this
it.
is a sentiment he'd repeat to Synni in his recent and now deleted video where he goes to bat for her.
That's why I hate ArtCC people. They're insanely backstabby.
But what does Jar mean by this? What situations has he been in that he just assumes everyone is out to stab him in the back? Well, this is most probably one of those cases where you just assume that others are going to do to you what you will do to them.
Lol.
Because if anybody is a backstabbing bitch, it's Jar. He's very willing to sort of like put the knife in and twist it. And from what I hear, it's because like he'll hold a grudge for like 5 years, 10 years, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, let's say somehow his Synni like affiliation alliance succeeded. Let's say the video goes off amazingly. Everyone's like, let's go. This is amazing. It's pretty likely that sometime in the future, when they have a falling out, Just a Robot would forget all of that and then completely turn on his previous position just to go at Synni for whatever reason. Like that's what that seems to be like what he's done, and everyone just kind of skirt past it because everyone just thinks like, oh, he's just got the right opinion. Like it's fine.
The video we're currently watching clips from.
Yeah, I mean, like, usually, like, whenever Jar mentions, like, backstabbing, he always references, like, the Hopeless Peaches stuff. I mean, him and Hopeless Peaches used to be, like, good friends, and, like, you know, he even said in himself that him, Peaches, and Lio were, like, the 3 musketeers of the art community. But then ever since, like, the Hopeless Peaches stuff happened, which, to be fair, Peaches 100% deserved the criticism and all the stuff that they got, because I was really bad with what they did. But yeah, he talks about like how like Peaches just backstabbed him and all this stuff. I don't really know much examples other than that because I mean he talks about that one a lot. I guess you can make the claim with Synni that like Synni kind of backstabbed him by leaking all the DMs, but I mean deserved, I guess. Lol.
From is his one on Hopeless Peaches, and like many other dramas in the past, the minute Jar has an opportunity to take a shot at somebody, regardless on what terms he is on with them, he will take it. Which makes this next bit incredibly ironic.
It doesn't matter how many times you shout them out, defend them in a drama, or anything else. To them, you're just another potential target for them to make a video on.
So I, unfortunately, had the displeasure of going through your Susie video today, because I had it.
Oh boy.
Because I've had people tell me it was in there, and I wanted to make sure I knew. So I'm going to tell you what I saw in that video, Jar. I saw you.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
It's a me.
Hey, dude, what's up, dude?
It's a me, a spinnerling.
With to take care of his cats.
Is your
Jack
chat
cannot
busting?
even take
Is
care
your
of
chat popping?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my stream is like going crazy, dude. It's awesome. I'm just gonna delete these tweets because I keep trying to autoplay. But yeah, we're just watching the beautiful Cope and Seed video made on Just a Robot. Yeah, I'd like.
Let's get a look at this.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome. I can't share screen because that would definitely kill my stream. But you could try to follow.
No, it's okay, dude. Next payout you get, you fucking need to get a better PC.
Yeah, for real. Dude, Sam just like paid me like,
or at least
£3
not a
to
laptop.
stream. Like. Well, that's always gonna be my first dono that I remember now. That he tried to pay to end it, and it only started. So like, fuck him, dude. Dude, fuck me, dude.
That'd be so fucked if that's your first and last payment.
Yeah, first and last.
So bad.
I mean, we'll see. Oh, okay. Yeah, ZV's in my chat. Can you tell Spindly I say
hi, ZV.
Oh, you already said hi.
Hi, ZV.
Hi.
Hello.
Dude.
Mr. Buckster, Spindling demog people. Fucking on the daily, dude.
That's fucking
It's actually a problem. People don't like me because I'm too cool.
Yeah.
I do. I get in calls and I call people the N-word and I fucking cry to myself because I'm like, what? Why would you say that?
Okay, dude. Okay, I'm just gonna like say this. Like, this is a little bit of a derail for my own stream. Domino comes to the stream being like, dude, I have something to say. So then he joins, doesn't even join any of the calls, and I'm like, I know you don't have anything to say. And then now I'm just seeing he left the server. So it's like,
really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What the fuck, dude? That's really stupid. Let's see.
Oh, you'll get another donation from Frog if you successfully land a black flip.
Yeah, hold on. All right, I just did it, Frog. Thank you. Hopefully you...
Oh, shit. That shit was cool as well. You did like a triple flip.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna continue this video, and hopefully you can follow.
Oh,
along
for
the
sure.
best
Yeah,
you can.
I'll stay in. I'll try and listen.
Yeah, because we're in the blackface segment. Yeah, it's awesome. I love this. I love this moment right now.
It's sick. You're back.
Yeah,
I'm better than ever.
dude. I feel good. But yeah,
The Ace Space Podcast.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna
The
continue.
Ace Space streams.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
continue.
sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah, get on
continue.
that.
Dancing on the grave of
Backflip.
somebody who, with the exception of voice.
Okay, bro.
Goodbye, Meme Frog.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro.
Um,
What a derailer, dude. Fucking hell. But anyways, back to the stream. Am I right, guys?
yeah, get on the video, dude.
Yeah, for real.
In a video.
I'll manage your chat for.
Resolved
Thanks, bro.
between yourselves. Dancing on the grave of somebody who'd been nothing
Watch
but
out for any
kind.
unsuspecting
Jar will say that the
creatures.
accusations against him have been long debunked. And while we'll look into why he's been able to make that claim, there's one particular accusation that I really want to hone in on because it deserves some analysis.
Then to everybody in the ArtCC,
Let's hear
guys,
it.
if your allegations about me being racist haven't worked the first 50
The
times,
racist
they're not
allegations.
gonna work this time.
Dude, I love those
like,
allegations.
Seriously, I have been called racist by the ArtCC for doing an accent. At this point, things are just getting petty.
At the risk of making Jar sound dangerously based, let's just say the racism accusations are more than just doing some voices. Now, while I don't personally care, I think that there is more than—
Oh, he did. Okay,
The
so
racist allegations?
Jar has apparently always been a friend to the black community. And I'm just seeing this black
Yeah.
man in the chart.
The best black friend.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Dude, I think this is heat. What the hell? Hinted soul.
I'm a big black guy fan.
Uh-oh. Hinted soul. I don't know that person, but if they want to come in.
I've never heard that name in my life.
I think I might have heard of them from an unrelated thing, but it's not important. Anyways,
Hinted soul.
yeah, I'll continue. I had totally meaningfully commentary
Continue.
to add. Yeah, fuck you, frog. That's your commentary for the night. Backflip. All right. I'm gonna continue.
than enough here that if you wanted to make that accusation, it is a reasonable one to make. And Jar getting so upset about it is absolutely insane.
The only time I remember him saying it was when he said, say.
That's just Jar saying the N-word.
Oh, so your thumbnail maker is either a racist white person or a according to you. I decided to reveal my true colors.
Oh.
I, just a robot, am in fact black.
Just to be clear, this goofy motherfucker is like the whitest person I have ever seen. And let's not forget about the outro song to this dude's—
I mean, I guess he technically did. I don't want to get gay, but I guess that is digital blackface, even if it's for a bit. But
but that's sick.
No, it's awesome. What the hell? No, I don't like the context.
Yeah.
It's like him going over the.
Now we're just being biased for based, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like I know for like the N-word clips, it's just him like going over like the iDubbbz video. I've seen the original like uncensored, and it's unreal to hear him say it. It's like I'm not like, oh, he just said the N-word. I'm just like, bro, there ain't no way. Like, it's sick, dude. It's sick. And he did it in the robot
amazing.
voice too. Like it's you can't ask for anything better, dude. Fuck it up. But yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll continue.
It's old videos.
Get on with it, boy.
YouTube, debunking
W's and the Nazis too. Roll the yachts on, dude. Banger lyrics.
And before you say, hey Beckett, that's just the battle hymn of the Republic, what are you talking about, bro? It was noted by several sources that this rendition bears a striking similarity to the
Oh, no.
rendition in American History X.
Oh no.
He was begging.
Oh,
for me to
Chile.
Explain
Interesting.
how calling a black woman an ugly little black thing is racist.
Wait, is that what he actually said? Because I've never heard the racist.
Oh, Thuman's here too.
He did.
I mean, I'm not
Say
surprised that they're
exactly
calling
what-
someone
oh my God.
racist, but they
Yeah,
probably
he
have
called
valid
Omni a
reasons.
stupid
So we'll
black
hear it.
woman for
Oh,
his-
he called Omni a stupid black woman.
Okay, we might have to kill this guy.
Okay, we might have a real.
We might have to kill this guy, Ace.
Yeah, maybe
we might have to kill this guy, Ace.
Maybe it's no longer Keck W anymore.
It might not be based. It might be over, and it might not be based.
Dude, at least when the I know this is so tedious, but usually when the commentary community, a lot of people say the N-word, they usually don't direct it towards a black person. They just say it for shock value.
Yeah, you'd think.
So it's
you wouldn't actually call a black guy the hard R word.
Yeah, it's
or anything that would signify a sense of genuine racist belief.
Dude, I can't really blame people for saying Jar's a racist if you literally are saying to Amia, you're a stupid black woman.
Yeah, it's fine. Keep in mind the guy's got autism, so it's okay.
Yeah, no, he gets the pass. I mean, ZV just gave him the pass.
He gets the autism
really
pass.
Oh,
that's okay.
Oh, it could have been worse. He could have called her a dirty chip. Okay, somebody. Dude, that's beautiful, dude. What the? Honestly, I think that would be, obviously that would be, bad, but the clip would be immortal. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Fuck, All right. We're gonna keep the video going.
Yeah, keep rolling.
Okay, keep pausing every minute.
He said for them having a disagreement, he then went on to he had made a video on something about race bending, because he always has beef with black characters in anime. But you know what? You can have your own opinion, even though it's sus in my opinion. But anyway, in that video, he called Michelle Obama a man, and
okay,
I had some racist memes in there. Yeah, and then he's straight up, he just likes to say the N-word and just say crazy things. But he says that it's because he has apparently his black roommate doesn't mind it, so...
Oh, he unironically used the black friend excuse. Yeah, I mean, my black roommate doesn't mind it.
I've got black friends and they mind it pretty heavily.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he called...
That's why I say it around him.
Yeah, apparently part of the Jar lore, he called Michelle Obama a man, dude. That's huge.
Oh no.
Alright.
By the way, Omni is the Twitter artist, not Omnia, the Kaiwi's wife.
Yeah, no, I think they said something about Omnia though, I thought.
I thought they were talking about Omni, the commentary artist, who's very bad against Twitter racism or something.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I already.
Twitter is a racist dog whistle.
All right. Oh Jesus! This is reminding me when the Sonic the Sega gamer said the N-word to children who he might ask just another mascot platform man-child. What? I've never.
He said the N-word to children.
That's the first time I even
go to a church and you'll hear it worse.
Damn. I'm good. Okay, I gotta watch more than 1 minute and keep.
Yeah, you gotta lock in.
This is an hour long. All right, here we go. 50 minutes left.
Not even racism against black people.
I got a black
That's
friend.
Literally.
Yeah, he actually made a video. He said, I asked my black friend, that is his roommate, Professor Dreadlock. He said it's fine. So he wasn't mad about it. I don't know.
God. And he did a video where he said that Asian people speak English.
No.
Yeah,
good.
No.
Jewish people.
No.
Work directly under
No,
Larry
that
Fink
is not
were Jewish,
good.
up to the point that a lot of people who worked in the company called his desk, quote, Little Israel. And this is why some people have accused me of asking the Jewish question.
Now, nothing I'm presenting here is particularly new.
What
I've been
is
dealing
this
with these
stream, bro?
accusations for years now. And they are, to be fair, very much a product of the environment in which he used to exist. The issue lies in the fact that he's such a whiny bitch about them anytime they're...
Velix
Now, I want to be
999 said hi,
a
Ace.
picture of a guy I've never even spoken to, which, let's be honest, only
hey.
with one option.
Little Israel.
I'm interested as to why this bothers you.
All right, who just joined the call? Okay,
No
I
one.
guess. No. Oh, dude, I got juked, bro. He joined the call in the video and just left the sound effect in there. Fuck me,
you
dude.
got
so much
fucking
because,
pissed
I think
off, dude. You're
those of us who've
fucking
been
getting us
On
fucked up.
Jar. Dude, he's talking to Jar late now. Let's
And
go.
while we'll have sort of our edgier elements.
That's fucked. That's
You
awesome as well.
you actually talked about that in the video you did with Kumo. I mean, Akumu. You did. Remember? I remember.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned some things along those lines. And it's interesting watching your reaction to that.
I know.
If you hear me clicking
the
really
reason
fast,
why
by the way,
I
it's because
have
I'm
such a
fishing.
visceral reaction.
Yeah, I know.
Before the Synni Bear stuff, that was the closest I
I
ever
love to fish and I love my wife.
That was the closest I have ever come to being canceled.
Do I think Jar's a loser? Yes. Do I? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just a simple answer. Yes.
No, actually, no. His music video is pretty sick.
Yeah, I like his lore though, so it's like it kind of like
the cleansing of YouTube.
Yeah, dude, it's
the cleansing of Yakub.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. So forgive
it
me.
is kind of it's kind of sick and awesome. So if we could just fucking calm down a little bit.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna re-continue it. Okay.
Yeah, keep going. The funny quips never last.
Cancelled. Prismate Luke talked about it. Thuman, Kai, and a bunch of other people were going to talk about it, but I apologized very early on. And then it kind of went away, but people kept on bringing it up. And it's kind of become a meme, in a way. It's like I even brought it up in my Synni Bear video, like, come on, you don't even think I'm racist? Boo! Like, it's kind of become a meme. I've kind of accepted it, but when it first happened, my biggest connection with another YouTuber was Kuro the artist, and Prismate Luke painted me incredibly uncharitably.
Opinion on communist creeper? They're stupid. Like I don't know. Like I don't like him. Like I'm not gonna put the effort into making
communist
a video.
creeper. That's a name I haven't heard of in a.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna put enough effort to make like a video on him or anything, but like I don't know, just a guy like that. He's been like.
Really... don't they go by she/her now? I heard.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's how like out of the loop I'm like with the communist. Creeper.
Communist creeper.
Yeah, creeper. But oh yeah, let's see. My favorite Jar moment was when he laughed autistically when Synni said she couldn't get herself. Okay. Like,
oh yeah, we were in a call when we watched that, wasn't that? Ace, when we were watching it, and he's like, she's like, what? He's like, no, it was just funny that he couldn't even get you off.
Dude, it's awesome, bro.
Had a little autistic chuckle to himself.
It's genuine. It's awesome. That's what makes it amazing.
Yeah, he fucking loved it. They genuinely was like, that's funny as heck.
Okay,
it's insane how like wormy that interview is. Actually, we're gonna tangent. That fucking like call is so like slimy because he's like trying to put it in a direction where he's an insanely autistic man. He's trying to like sound like he's having a genuine conversation, but he's like pushing it in a direction where he sounds like he's from a movie.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah. Just this person right here. Jar has turned himself into a lolcow. See, I disagree. I feel like he's always had the ingredients to be a lolcow, just not enough.
I think he always has been.
Yeah, like
no one's ever taken the guy seriously. I mean, I watched him when I was like 10. I genuinely watched him. I was 10 years old, and he was talking about fucking cartoon like creators being like evil. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you don't really hear people be like, well, Jar really like
Jar did a good coverage.
Yeah,
you know,
I would recommend going to Jar for this. And it's like
I think he's always been a lolcow to a lesser extent. I feel like he was made fun of by other Spurgs, and now the wider community has now treated him as such.
Even Lio Convoy had more credibility than Jar could ever dream to have. People actually,
which is a suicidal statement.
Yeah, no, like literally, more people went to Lio for help than Jar. Some people still go to get help from Lio right now versus Jar. It's just like Jar's not really respected or the type of person that I personally would even trust to handle a case, and that was even before the Synni video. It's just I don't know. Like he already gave himself a bad look. I feel like the downfall already started when he was responding to small commentators like 2 years later. Like dude, a video on toxic distress. That guy hasn't even been on the platform for 2 years.
Yeah, that guy. Didn't he come back recently?
I don't know, but like
something or the other.
Yes, something happened. But it's like he's acting like he's getting these owns, and it's like, dude, come on.
It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, it's sad.
Come on, you gotta hold yourself,
like
partner.
Like even this, points to the side of where it's like you're sending your big plan base to a smaller one. It's just really like that's not even my biggest thing with it. you were taking hit pieces on you from years ago, and then wanting to respond to it now.
It's very most evidently that it is. Look at me with the fancy words. It's very evident that he's just doing it purely because he wants to get his little hits out again, try and look like a W, but it's just fucking cringe.
Yeah, I mean, like, he literally said to me once, like, when I was arguing with him on Twitter about it, it's like, well, it does make me money. It gives me content.
But does it, though?
Yeah, okay. When has anyone ever
really
said the statement?
Does it, though?
When has anyone ever confidently said the statement, dude, a communist creeper hit piece? Dude, I could pay the rent for this month.
That would go fucking fire.
They made 2, by the way, for communist creeper.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And they made a 2-hour video on someone named, like, Vincent Skull. They made, like, a whole video on, fucking...
Don't even know who he is. He's that much of a nobody. Come on, Joe.
Oh, yeah. My exposed videos on small CC members is what's paying the bills. Dr. Dreadlocks is gonna love this one.
Dude, yeah. Fucking magnetic microphone. Look.
Fucking hell, dude. But, yeah, okay.
Toxic did plan to come back to make story time. Oh, did he?
Interesting.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting.
Bucky.
Well, what I will do now to stop the derail is to go back, because we're barely even 10 minutes into this hour video.
Dude, of course,
that's how you know I'm enjoying it, because I'm taking it in slowly. I'm having a
big
fun
fan
time
of the
with it.
Czar. Yeah,
yeah, I'm a big fan of the stuff, dude.
This shit better than drugs if you think about it.
Yeah, type shit.
Like, he claimed that my roommate's avatar, he wasn't my roommate at the time, but now he is, but my roommate's avatar...
I feel like after we finish this, we should get some callers and see what they think, you think?
Yeah, no, I will. That's always going to be part of the plan, to get some call-in thoughts. But I didn't do it for the Synni stuff, because I was just objectively covering stuff from, like, behind the scenes and stuff, so I just gave that out there. But for the jar stuff, I love shitting on him, so that's fun. So we'll do that.
I'd love to hear what people like ZV think, because his microphone makes me fucking giggle and laugh.
Dude, P. Diddy's in my chat and just said, yo.
Yo! The diddler! My goat. Why is it Travis Scott?
Diddy, not now.
Diddy.
Fuck.
Diddy.
Okay, dude, who just...
Bye-bye.
Who just... who was that, bro?
That's Take 9.
Dude, it sounded like him, but I didn't want to assume.
What? White blonde kid?
Yeah, he just has like an aura to him, when he joins the call. That you just know it's him.
Called stinking.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna continue the video.
Yeah, continue.
Was a quote-unquote blackface version of me, even though the only thing they have in common is it's in the same art style.
Okay. I mean, I don't think I've seen that image. I've only seen the one where you've got sort of your robot character properly sort of race swapped in your video where you're talking about, I believe, Sean King and
party like a Diddy party.
Happening around
Black party like a Lyle party.
Yes, that's another. I don't personally think that was blackface.
I don't stink. I only smell.
There is the artist who did my original.
Bro. So what I will say though, like, I guess like Jar's defense why it wasn't blackface is because it was art of.
Because he's a robot.
Well, it was art of like dreadlock or whatever. So it's like.
Right.
But I mean, you still like sat there and just said like, "This is me." Also, Spin, like, can you ban the Synni Rare supporter if they haven't left already?
For sure.
It won't let me. But yeah, you're right now, just because I'm in streamer mode and I'm like autistic. So
stream out. It lets me kick them, but
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's fine. That's better than nothing. Oh, actually, yeah. You can time them out too, if you want.
Bye bye.
All right. Yep. All right. I'll continue the video. Now we're officially 10 minutes in. Let's get it.
Continuous.
Let's go.
Avatar drew that picture of me because that's how she assumed I looked in real life. And if you've seen any leaked pictures of me, you know I don't look a thing like that.
I am aware of the leaked pictures. I will say I know that your sort of face isn't out there. So if any like image of you is used, it will be blurred. So I'm not sort of face revealing you. But I know those images are sort of pretty widely shared around. I think I've seen them on Twitter as well at this.
I just hate that everybody uses the lowest res image of me. I'm like, there's literally every image of me that I leaked. It was higher quality than that one, but everybody loves to use the one where I'm in low resolution for some reason.
Bro's complaining about the quality of docs they use against him.
I think there's got to be at least 4.
Yeah, for real. It's like, look, there's literally higher quality images of me out there. Stop using the low res one.
Come on, guys. Be better than this.
For real, dude. 9 Takes just said he's a king lolcow.
Yeah, Sting King.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Synni supporter messaged me that Synni was innocent with no evidence. I'll show you. No, you do not have to send us, a guy saying I like Synni better.
I would not interact with them because they just like talk about some really weird shit. I just try to like mute them and then like just like.
I heard the fat as well.
Well, then they just like talked about like a black man being hung, and I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, they're that type of person. I hate giving a person like that attention. But they're, like spamming my chat.
Did I stink one more time? Say it one more time. Say it.
What am I saying against you, little bro?
Say I stink one more time.
You stink.
Stinky.
Nope,
Stinky.
nope, I'm dropping my Discord chat.
Stinky caca.
Oh, he's dropping the Discord DMs. That actually might.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna kill myself in front of my family if you do that.
Jar's face on Skibbity toilet. Thank you, Sliggins. Thanks, bro.
What is this, Lieutenant Beast?
No, that was Sliggins.
We all great minds think alike, dude.
Yeah, for real. Okay, I'm with us being 11 minutes.
Yeah,
go.
I think it's the Superman shirt, mate. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that has a lot to do with it.
I think it's embarrassing to admit that I'm wearing a Superman shirt right now.
Jar's wearing a Superman shirt.
But okay, I think that sort of clears up that.
That's how you know he's
Actually, no,
autistic.
sorry, I had one other thing.
Superman.
The song you use at the end of your videos, the battle hymn
I made
of
it
the
in New
Republic
York.
that you had.
Oh, my fucking mic stand. Yeah.
For,
Big question on the music.
The way those videos ended. I heard through one of the people I spoke to, in fact, several of the people I spoke to, that it bears a striking similarity to American History X. I sort of just wanted to ask whether
Carp fishing Yoda
in any way was an inspiration, because the wording has similarities to that particular song in ways that it doesn't have to the original hymn.
Oh, no, that's perfectly understandable, and that is accurate. I heard the song growing up, Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. Then I watched a movie, American History X, while I was actually creating my channel, and I thought... when I heard that racist rendition of it, I thought, oh, I'm going to make my own rendition of this song. Like, it's a rendition of a rendition.
Sorry,
and
you probably don't have much of the context to it.
Who's not my friend anymore, helped me
not
come up with
at
the
this
lyrics.
moment.
You just talked about being inspired
that's
off
where
of a
the song
racist
came
rendition of
from.
the song.
By the way, highly recommend the movie American History.
I was watching American History X while creating my channel, so I don't know. I just really liked Edward Norton's like portrayal. It was just kind of fucking good. I don't know. Judge a guy for liking acting, I guess.
Hating on the good people, I see. But yeah, I mean,
hating on the actors, dude.
Let's fucking go, dude. All right, I'm gonna continue again. We made it 2 minutes this time. We're actually almost done with the blackface segment. So let's get it. Let's
go.
Here we go.
Is when the white
Let's get
nationalist guy is shooting, that gun
Fucking
had
love
way
blackface,
too much ammo for a pistol.
As a final element of this section, I'd just like to hone in on the element of Jar making apologies, because in this regard, it can be difficult to take them at face value.
Going to help me with my apology video. That's going to be on me, and I'm...
Jar, here's the problem.
Yeah?
Your apology video, it's not going to have any value to it. And the reason why it's not going to have any value to it because you have gone on record before saying you will revoke apologies. That's...
Well, no. Well, I haven't revoked all of them, but like...
And here lies
that is a good point. Thank you, Beckett from Cope and Steve.
And no conviction. However, I do have to thank Jar for one thing, because if I continue playing the clip that set up the racism segment, it brings us nicely onto our next section.
Try calling me sexist next time. At least there's plenty of evidence for that allegation.
Oh no.
He hasn't revoked all of them, Ace.
Dude, no, I know. It's over, bro. He used like the clip. Be like, try calling me sexist. I'm sure there's more basis of that for like the intro of the sex test segment.
Oh my god.
Dude, I've heard some wild things about him, so I'm actually kind of hyped for this segment.
You ready?
Yeah,
you
dude.
up to the fucking...
Dude, I got my popcorn and we're chilling.
Do you want to see my cock?
Later. But anyways, yeah, let's get it.
I was fucking joking.
The Hopkins are really...
Fuck! Sorry, guys. I don't have ad blocker. I'll just have to mute it. Yada yada. Skip. Okay, unmute. Here we go. Dang.
During the latter half of his conversation with Chud Logic, FPS Diesel would make an appearance and drop an unexpected bombshell.
Right, what is this?
Oh no.
Yo,
Let's hear it, FES.
Where's your ad block
yeah,
at?
finish it up tomorrow.
Not today.
In fact.
Dude.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked? Sometimes your stream is faster than the audio in this Discord score.
I don't even know how that's possible, but yeah. That's awesome. What the fuck? But yeah.
It's fucked up.
Alright, I'm
It scares me.
Keep
keep going.
Yeah.
A cute little pussy.
Now this raises an interesting question. Is this an outlier, or does Jar have some sort of well-known history in relation to his odd behavior towards women?
I mean, look, I told you in DMs before, you throw a rock at a woman in this community, they'll tell you a story about Jar. It's like an instinctive reaction.
And that's not an understatement.
no.
Basically, every woman I've spoken to has a story.
Why does
And in
every
some
woman have a
cases,
story
people
about
have heard about
Jar?
this project
No.
and are just sending me their DMs
What?
with Jar. Now I'm going to level with you. I want to limit this to the conversations I've actually had with people who have platforms, because it's quite easy in situations like this for people to come out with accusations which are later shown to be false. That being said, we are going to start with Jar's former artist, given that they're a bit of a ground zero for this being discussed. You worked with Jar as his artist.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me some of the interactions you had with Jar?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Even his own artist has a
most
story.
of it on my
No.
side was just like super professional and like, you know, like it started out really
It's done.
professional and simple, like any kind of
Fuck.
client
Kind of is
relationship
done as
you would
well.
expect.
It's done.
But
It's done so.
Yeah.
after I'd have to check the date, but after like not too long, he started to want to VC with me. So he asked me to VC him. This was the first time he ever asked me, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can totally. Oh, that was a response to something else. I basically was like, I was like, I can probably VC in a little bit, and this was the first time I thought, oh, maybe I'll humor him. I mean, maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe I'll VC him. I don't
I like
know.
the cool little
'cause
art
usually
they
I think
used on
it's
the
like a
right.
client thing, like,
Remain
if he wants
anonymous.
to talk about art.
Yeah.
But I
Nothing wrong with
realized that
mixed
maybe he just wanted to
move.
chat as friends or something. I don't know. I didn't know him at all. And so he was like, awesome, just so you know, sometimes I say off the cuff shit, lol. And I responded with, don't even sweat it. I'm the same way. I only censor myself if the other person isn't into the more edgy humor I'm into. And then he said, this is the weird part. He said, okay, cool. I
okay,
just
let's hear
don't
it.
want to lose another person who is so useful.
They said that to them, but okay. Apparently, they just said, "Oh, I just don't want to lose another person who's so useful." Which again, I mentioned earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a little rough. Like I mentioned earlier, right? Like in the Lio call.
I feel like he doesn't think when he says things. I'm gonna try and be charitable. I'm gonna try and play devil's advocate, and it all just bogs down to he's got autism. Like it really does.
Well, I will say
It's a bad thing to say, but
yeah, with the like Synni stuff with the Lio call about it. I mentioned this a bit earlier. He already conceded to the fact that he was only helping Synni because if he he wanted to save her career, so essentially she owed him a favor. She was a 500k channel, and if he got into drama, she would be.
do you think he's playing fucking chess with checkers? Like,
dude, that's why he downplayed her
What?
situation to defend her, so he could be like, "Well, I did save your career. Can you help me?" It's extremely
What's
manipulative. and horrible.
Was he scared that something's gonna happen? Because in that case, maybe you
He's
just
paranoid.
keep quiet and not defend a pedophile.
He is very
Yeah,
paranoid.
well, in that case, just don't defend a pedophile. You know?
No, I know. It's like he did not care what she
It's
did.
such a retarded thing to like fuck about. Like you want to get a favor over like a nobody. I didn't know who Synni Bear was until this.
Yeah,
really.
No, I mean, Synni has been like Synni has a little bit of an interesting history in the community. Nothing as bad as now, obviously, or else it would have been talked about earlier. But they've always been.
What is it like? Art commentary?
Yeah, they're like art. Well, it's
well,
weird.
Yeah,
it's
what
weird.
solid are you gonna get from that?
It's-
They're gonna make a video with character crying in the like the false allegations of
Well,
just
it's
a
an
robot.
ally.
He shat himself.
But it's weird, right?
An ally, a
No, I know.
pedophile ally.
No, I know, because it's weird, because technically calling Synni an art commentator is a little bit of a stretch, because they got big off of like little animation memes. So basically My Little Pony doing like little dances and stuff like that.
Little fucking
To be fair to them,
little
they
TikTok
made
dances.
those like when they were 14 themselves. But that is like their most popular content. And how they like got known, because they were like a part of the animation meme community. They made a couple art commentary related
Right.
videos, but it's very, very minimal. But they've always been known as a weird degenerate, and they are also hypersexual. So there's been a lot kind of known about them with this. So it just never was like this bad to this extent. People pretty much knew that she
Yeah.
had weird stuff with it, like adults, but no one ever knew that she had these conversations with a minor. So
Some guy said in the chat, well, as bad as the guys, at least it's not a content farm like Calgary McDonald Dowell, just to name one. Dude, I would much rather have this gay little retard have like a content farm channel, because at least he's making money off it.
it's over. But yes, never goon. Thanks, Ligon.
Seriously, just never goon. This is the fucking downsides of gooning.
Yeah, you become a pedophile.
You become a goon. You become an actual goon.
So I'm not really surprised. Obviously, it's word of mouth when the artist says that, but given what Jar
So
said
does
previously-
Just a Robot believe that Synni's a pedophile, or does he not? Like, does he actually believe they're not a pedophile?
From in the video, he was convinced that she was not a groomer. However, as of now, I don't know if he's ever taken back his claim officially, other than he acknowledges he fucked up and shouldn't have got involved. So I mean, I guess.
Oh, so he's just upset that he got caught.
I mean, that's kind of like how it comes off as, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how this would have gone if it never even reached the general community, because like it got way bigger than anyone expected. Like so many bigger people like picked this up, but
Well, of course, dude. It's like a pedophile thing. Like everyone's gonna pick it up, even the Spurgs.
yeah, I mean, like no one really liked Jar, again,
Especially art community. That surprisingly gets views.
Yeah.
I mean, Amos when he uploads.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, like the thing is, even earlier, right, when someone said like, like when we were talking about like, Jar being a lol cow and stuff, right? Nobody
Yeah.
liked him, and I think this really proved that, because this was objectively a fair reason to go after him, and he got dogpiled for it. So it's like,
Yeah.
nobody already liked him, and they had a beautiful reason to go after him. So it's like,
Of course, yeah, it's fine.
beautiful fuel to the flame. Which
he kind of deserves all of this.
No, I
as
mean,
well.
everything he's done, like this is such a common thing to say for like lolcows and stuff, but like everything they've done,
It's
has been,
incredibly
like-
put upon himself.
Yeah, it's so it's like
And like, bless the guy with his autism. I keep mentioning it because I think it's kind of funny. Bless the guy with his autism. I hope he, it's not a struggle to, open a cardboard box. But like,
Yeah.
if you cannot handle pedophile drama without you finding a way to benefit your own gain in terms of I can get views of this or this will be a good video, you don't have the right to have a channel like that.
No,
I
for sure.
personally feel you use it for your own gain, except for the fact that you can get views off it, which getting views off it isn't necessarily a bad thing because it gives people the attention. Obviously, you've got your own selfish need there, but the views are there. It's like, I want
Yeah.
people to see this.
Another
right?
thing too, right? Like I hate to like because I know I'm trying to watch the video, but like I hate to keep adding on.
Yeah,
but
of course, I apologize.
When did YouTube like when did people start having this mindset? Like YouTube started as a platform to have fun and cover situations you're interested in. Sure, you could spread awareness of things, but this mindset is insane. It went from like a really wholesome, good mindset to
It went from I can make money off of gaming videos and I'll shit them out 10 minutes long, which is fine. That's perfectly fine because there's entertainment. I mean, Vanos used to do it. I was a big Vanos guy. He used to do it. And I got my fun out of it.
Yeah.
But then it came to this thing is like, I need to make it as long as possible. And it needs to be about a pedophile. It doesn't matter the take I have. And then you see these people get shat on for it because they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like, I will say...
I always see YouTube as it's my dream job, and I fucking love it. My biggest goal is not to make money, is to put my soul into the craft. And if I've done that or not, I don't know. But, like, when people treat these, and I'm not just saying this as a general YouTube fan, I'm saying this with pedophilia, is it is such a buzzword thing that you can put in a thumbnail or in a title, and it will fucking sell so easily. It's insane. That's what kids want to see. That is the most upsetting thing. That kids want to see pedophiles. That's really upsetting.
Oh, it's
and then people like Jar want to have the upper hand and be like, well, I'm going to pretend this person who should be rightfully talked about, right? It isn't a pedophile. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You had your good chance to get a bag. And even if we disagree with it, you had your chance to be right for once. But no, you wanted your own personal gain from it, which is fuck.
No, unironically, right? Like, I fucking hate to say this. Did I might have just lost what I thought. Yeah, I hate to say this, Leaves brain.
I know I went on a big rant, and I apologize.
No, but like, with a lot of this stuff, right? This is like a common thing I see with the art community a lot. A lot of people are so worried about like rushing their stuff out that they don't really have much factual accuracy. So yeah, this is what I was gonna go with. So there's people like I know like I sometimes like to use them as a punching bag because I don't like them. But like let's take Send for example, beautiful example. See the thing is, he did not read any of the documents. He saw the dramas were doing well and just only watched their 2-minute video and got things horribly wrong. He got the victim 14-year-old mixed up with the fucking roommate, and it's like, are you stupid? It's like
it's like it just goes back to the thing they just
yeah, it's like, and then on top of that
I guess we'd be out of YouTube channels if pedophiles didn't exist, dude. Like that is what keeps us interested in like YouTube. Like I'm shocked to admit that even if I was doing video essays on games, it'd have to like center around a dark topic. Like it's just what interests me. I just like talking about that stuff.
I mean,
but like,
I'm interested in covering
I
this stuff,
specifically make it so it is never for children.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like another thing too with Jar. One last thing before I get into the video, it's like even if I played devil's advocate and Synni wasn't like this, like specifically a pedophile, right? What's the point in like what do you gain from defending a person like this? Like, are they really worth defending? Because keep in mind,
nothing.
Keep in mind, right? And I'm not talking about like, oh, you only defend someone if you gain something. What I'm talking about is this person is objectively a 20-year-old woman, had sexual conversations with a 14-year-old and sent them a rape comic. All right, like this is the person you want to defend? Like,
yeah,
it's horrible.
Like you could get leverage. By the way, the Synni guys in your chat, you could get leverage out of, and I've got mods, so I would if I could.
If you want to like, say something in chat, I could give you mod real quick.
But like, yeah, it's just fucked. I've lost train of thought. But yeah, continue with the video. I don't know YouTube chat.
No, fair enough, dude. They've made a new account, dude. I've hidden their last.
I thought it IP bans them now. I'm surprised.
Yeah, no, like I hidden their last stuff. All right. We're gonna continue with the video. Let's go. Here we have it. On God.
Yeah. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, these conversations were weird. When he said that, I was like, okay, no worries. And then I disappeared, never VC'd him. And then I got another message saying, are we not VCing? And I had told him that I accidentally fell asleep, which was probably bullshit. I just didn't want to VC him, but you know.
While requests to just jump into a voice call aren't unique to Jar within the ACC, he has certainly garnered a reputation for being a little bit weird about the whole thing.
Oh no.
Even amongst that crowd. You all know me. I'd love to do the whole kind of concerned. I think this is a really serious problem.
I'm just shocked every woman has a story, bro.
Fucking hilarious.
That blows my mind.
That basically my surprise was surprising. Because I kind of forget not everyone is just kind of used to it. Jar asking about women's pussies is nothing new.
What?
He did it all the time when we would BC. Like, oh god, back when Peaches was still around, he used to ask us all sorts of inappropriate shit, and people kind of just rolled their eyes, and it was like, it's just Jar. He's too stupid to be a problem. So like, just roll with the punches. I mean, look, Jar crying to get in.
I guess that's
VCs with
consistent.
people is really common. The cop
About
joke
Jar
is
about
really
asking about their
common.
private parts or
Asking
whatever.
about-
Because
What do you
that
mean
was
by
literally his
crying
defense.
to VCs with people.
Show
When he-
wait,
I mean,
were they
when he first
minor?
interaction with Jar,
Not to my knowledge.
Obviously, I'm not watching, so I'm getting the context from yours.
Yeah, not to my knowledge. It's
Obviously,
just
I'm
like
not trying to pedo jacket whatnot.
I think there was a 12-year-old. I don't know. I have to get into it.
I think there were 9.
Yeah.
4.5, maybe.
Beep boop. Man likes white predator chick. Real. On
Anyway,
God.
I'm gonna dip. I gotta focus on this fishing game, but it's been lovely chatting and talking about
dude.
how I hate pedophiles.
Dude, yeah. Anytime, bro. Anytime, brother.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, bro.
Yeah,
I
thank-
love you and I
Love
miss you and I want you every day.
Oh yeah, I did. You think real? That was Spindling. Lovely. All right, so we will get into this video and have less interruptions, guys.
the first time he ever DM'd me, he was like, "Hey, can you get into VC? I'm really sad and want to talk to someone." And I was like, "What?"
What?
I'm like, so. And of course, this was, God, how many years ago was this now? I had forgotten about this exchange. I only remember, I just saw it because I went back into my DMs to find the other stuff.
And this is also mentioned in the conversations I had with long-standing member of the community, Synni. But what we need is almost a case study of a particular instance where Jar's behavior is fully on display. Fortunately, one exists. Let's talk about VidCon.
Not VidCon. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard a lot about like with the VidCon stuff. So I'm very, very curious to see how this plays out. Because I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard from other people that like the VidCon stuff is bad.
Now, to provide you a bit of forewarning, the stories I'm about to tell you about VidCon 2023 are quite autistic. Allow me, though, to set the scene for you. A few days prior to the event, Jar would release a thumbnail for his upcoming Spoctor video, which included a reference to EDP. Even with allegations against Spoctor, some people felt this went a bit far. One of whom was Mally.
I had seen that, and I replied to his thumbnail thing on Twitter being like, "Hey, this is fucking dumb. Don't imply someone is, you know, as bad as EDP when they're not."
The fallout from this thumbnail was actually pretty significant, and it's become its own little bit of Jar lore within the art commentary community. It actually even ended his friendship with another creator who goes by Harley. But personally, I think the far more interesting story is the fallout that occurred during VidCon. It seems that Jar was very keen to meet up with other creators and have a conversation during the convention, with Mally bearing the brunt of his attentions. The DMs she would receive over the next couple of days are incredibly fucking weird. I don't want to read them in full, but I will give you a solid summary.
Dude, you gotta
Jar
give it
begins
all,
by
dude.
making it clear his intentions are to talk about the current drama. Mally is not very receptive to that. However,
I
when
see.
she refuses a VC, Jar makes the very sensible move of suggesting they meet up for drinks and then possibly going to his hotel room.
Oh,
He
no.
does phrase this as a joke, but it is incredibly sexually aggressive nonetheless.
Oh,
After this, a few
no.
days would pass, and Jar's pleas for meeting up become even more desperate. At one point
Okay.
saying he would...
Let me just read it. Okay. Yeah, both Peaches, Lio, and others who you more likely don't know. Ask them why he gave you go ahead. I don't really think talking your video with them makes sense because it's your video. But maybe they'll have something to say about the thought it was fine. Well, if you would like to talk out in VC with me and them, we can. I don't articulate myself with others. Alright. I'm still in transit at the moment. I haven't gotten to the Airbnb yet, and maybe we've settled. Although I'm not sure there will be time for VC stuff during VidCon. We could talk in person at VidCon, just me and you over drinks. Maybe you could go to the hotel room with my lol JK. Lol? No way. I'm not gonna spend VidCon time on that sort of thing. I want to focus on holiday stuff. You see the last message. Sent at the same time as my message, but also XD, still no way. Fuck! Well, I still would like to meet you. I do hold your opinion high as Peaches and Lias, but they're not like Spockter all okay at all, so they might have had a lapse in thinking. Okay, let's just full screen just to read the rest. I just haven't seen anyone say you went too hard on Spockter until you came along. Hell, most people said I went too soft on the guy. Interesting. Okay.
Is incredibly sexually aggressive nonetheless.
Ugh.
After this, a few days would pass and
Okay. Let's see it. Want to meet up at 12 at the water fountain. I'm not at VidCon anymore, going home to rest, so nah, enjoy your day. Okay. I meant tomorrow, I also left. I think it closes at 9 or 10 p.m. Now I'm good. I got a lot to do over VidCon as is. Alright, but what do you like? Because the badges are too hard to read fast. I also can't hear everyone's voices at the same time. I don't really want to meet up, don't want to talk about YouTube/work/drama, don't want to talk about the video and Twitter stuff, just vibing with my girls. It's very clear that she doesn't want to talk to him. I know he's autistic, but like I don't know. I think she's making it super clear that she does not want anything to do with him. I didn't want to talk about any of that. Just want to say hello and handshake and leave. But it was really a really bad time for all this drama to go down right before the con. To be honest, it's not because of any drama. I just want to spend time with my friends and enjoy my VidCon meet and greets and stuff. Don't think it's a drama thing. Just doing my own thing on holiday. Okay, but please know I won't be like, bitch, you were too scared to come in VC. What? Now you have nowhere to run? I got a gun. Jar, come on, dude. I really just wanted to talk for 15 seconds and fuck off. I mean, you did chat with Harley a little. I hope it wasn't about me. Okay, that's a bit freaky that you'd even think about that. That didn't cross my mind. And, well, Harley in our group, he's a mate, so I've been chatting with him a bunch about basically everything, but that's no influence on this. Okay.
John's pleas for meeting up become even more desperate. At one point saying he wouldn't threaten or berate her for not getting in a VC with him. Part of the problem here is that Jar's interactions seem to be largely like this with anyone he's having drama with. In fact, Mally would receive DMs later on.
Okay. Hey Jar, you're still talking mad shit in public. Could you not get the fuck off? I'm sick and tired of hearing about the nonsense coming out of your mouth, especially when we both know it's not true. Knock it off, damn. Google Drive? Oh my god, you were actually trying to intimidate me? Are you serious? Bro, fine. You want your fucking VC? Let's VC. I'm sending this to Lyle for now. If you want him there to mediate or to you or something, I don't mind, but I don't want Lyle talking in our defense during a call. I can't unpack it. Every level of fucking stupid everything you just sent me was, but trust and believe I'm furious and exhausted with you. Yep. Jar, you're the only fucking person talking about someone here. I haven't said jack and or shit about you publicly. You're the one that can't keep your mouth shut about me. Saying I don't like you because you were mean to Spockter. It's to randos in Senate? Fuck off with your victim party. You want... you VC, you can have it. And after that, I don't want to see or hear a peep from you again. Yep. I'm at work for the next 5 hours. Organize something later.
On in October, referencing this drama. Now, we'll come back to Jar's intimidation tactics and how incredibly fucking vindictive he can be in a later section, but I wanted to highlight here how long-running this drama was over what was essentially a single tweet.
There's no way to describe this without it sounding uncharitable. Like, people describe this as he couldn't take no for an answer, which is just what happened, but that sounds like really sexual, and that's not what it was. I don't think.
You don't think it's over?
Just hunting for us at VidCon.
I mean, I don't.
I don't
think it comes off as sexual. Like from the context I've seen in there, it doesn't come off as that. But it's definitely like the threatening is weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was just like borderline threatening. So I have no clue. Like it's definitely harassment. I would say, like to a good extent, yes.
We did the girly thing. It's like we have the protection squad, so if someone spotted like anything Jar adjacent, they sent a group message being like, stay indoors.
Now, Mally wouldn't be the only person to have some weird interactions with Jar throughout the convention.
Oh no.
Another notable individual is Ponder. Now, Ponder was on lookout duty, and while chilling out
Lookout
outside,
duty.
she'd find herself in a direct confrontation with Jar. I'm going to relay this to you really as simply as I can, because it feels like a very convoluted story for a very small interaction. Ponder would be approached by Jar, who she did not recognize. They'd have a quick conversation, during which he'd mention he was also a YouTuber. When she asked, "Oh, what's your channel?" he responded, "Just a robot," gripped her hand tightly, and then laughed manically while walking away.
Oh,
Elements
no.
of this story have for some reason been hotly debated, whether Jar recognized Ponder, whether he laughed manically. But one thing is for certain, upon hearing the name Just a Robot, Ponder exclaimed, "Oh God," and tried to pull away.
The kicker is he did it again this year. But another, I think 3.
Another 2 of our friends, yeah.
Dude could get from this GF. This is why I don't think she exists. For real, dude. What the hell?
They told us he they tried to chase them down.
No, I think they were either in like a hall or a panel beforehand. Jar spotted them, started coming towards them.
Oh wait,
they started
there.
like running away.
Okay, good. Julie, can you just
Yeah.
Okay, so we were literally in the convention hall. We were doing some fucking like Descendants thing. It was so dumb. And we spotted him, and so Jar didn't know what I looked like. He knew what B looked like. And so I was like, "B, stand in front of me so that he can't fucking see you." And we were able to go through the thing, and then we started like making our way to where we could go up to the creator level because we had a panel that we wanted to go to. So one of the people turned around and was like, "Oh, he's following us." And like really fucking close. So we just booked it for the escalator and we're like, "Oh my God, we're running late for the panel," like very loudly.
Oh.
And we just ran.
Yeah, and these are people as well, the other 2 creators that we aren't naming, that have already told Jar like to fuck off. And the thing that it's a Jarism at this point. He jumps up and down screaming about how no one is leaving him alone and everyone is like coming at him. But Jar's the only one that's like doing shit. Everyone else is like, "Go away." And he does it.
Yeah.
VidCon
That's how it's coming off
2023 is
as.
very much just a snapshot of who Jar is, and while I would love to present to you everything I've seen and been told about Jar, I've chosen to be selective to stuff that I can in some way verify. Now, I know that many of those stories are rolling out at time of recording, and I'm sure there will be many interesting tales to tell of Jar's interactions with women. But I think the most interesting thing right now is if I just show you what he has to say about it. One thing that
Jar was
has
on the
sort of been
hunt for
brushed
real.
upon, but no one's really gone in depth because I think a lot of it is behind the scenes. When FPS Diesel came in and played you the recording of the voice message that you sent to one of your artists, that became a bit of a sideline. Diesel comes in and drops a bombshell. Now, as far as I can tell, from what I've been told, every woman within the ACC who you've interacted with has a story like this. And when I spoke to Lo about it, he said, "Well, I wasn't aware Jar was still doing that. My understanding was that Jar had a girlfriend now and had stopped."
It truly my sense of humor. This is how I joke around, and I really should have stopped joking around like this once I got a girlfriend. This is not my attempts to hit on anyone.
Sure, it's not. It's
just because it's like taking a little bit. I'm definitely like really interested in all this stuff, but I'm just gonna put it on 1.5 speed at the very least.
Again, like I guess my view towards you isn't sort of, well, this is flirtatious. So this, I can see where that accusation comes from. I don't want to ascribe things. What I can say is this stuff is very, very odd. I mean, let's talk about VidCon, because I've seen DM messages from you to Mally, and I've heard the stories of you sort of trying to find the girls at VidCon, and your interactions with Ponder. I mean, do you recognize these as sort of quite abnormal things to do?
Well, at first I wanted to meet up with Mal, and the others because I've interacted with them for so long.
Oh no, there's a basis now.
Just was like, "I don't want to see you," and I wasn't looking for them. Like, I wasn't looking for Mal or the others. Like, I swear, first person I saw at VidCon was Harley. I think they were in a CVS pharmacy with possibly the right opinion. My roommate can confirm this for me. My roommate can, and I was just like, I don't want to interact with Harley. Like, Harley and the others are upset with me. I don't want to interact with them right now. And as for the thing at VidCon with Ponder,
do you want to give me your version of that? Because Yeah. The version I've heard is you sort of approaching her and shaking her hand, telling her who you were, and then laughing manically while walking away.
Okay, yeah, I get that. So what actually happened was I sat down to eat some ice cream, and then I heard Ponder's voice, and I looked to my left, and I noticed, that person looks like Ponder. And then I read the name tag, and I was like, oh my god, this is Ponder. So I said, oh, are you Ponder Sprocket? She gave me a sticker. I shook her hand. I said, I'm also a YouTuber. And she says, oh, who? And I said, just a robot. She yelled out, oh my god. And I immediately
that is
let
true.
go of her hand. She says I squeezed it, but I distinctly remember letting go, like just letting go immediately because I didn't want it to linger. And then I walked away. And then when I got inside, I kind of laughed about it because of her reaction.
I mean, with the messages you sent to Mally,
I can see how that comes off.
Crossing quite. I mean, I know we're not saying flirtatious as a jokey side to it, but I mean, you did say, well, if you don't want to meet up or VC, we could meet for drinks and come to my hotel room.
And then I said,
yeah, that comes off really bad.
Something.
Dude,
sure,
that comes off really bad.
You know, a very aggressively sexual thing to say, right?
Yes, I realize that. I know I need to stop this. I've been given warnings about it. It's just now finally catching up to me. But this is something that is.
Dude.
This is one of my biggest character flaws, and it's always been my style of humor.
Character flaws?
I don't know how.
Dude, you're a person.
Better, but sometimes I think, can I even do that?
Because I mean, again, looking at even like minor players like Synni, you posed, I believe, her to voice a character, a mouse that would be in love with you for your videos.
Oh,
no. Okay.
I've heard about that.
I don't think her character was supposed to be in love with me. There was just okay. So, you know how what was it, Resident Evil 4, I believe, how there was this like mouse, like people were memeing that like the president's daughter was like this mouse version of herself.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and as I've never played Resident Evil 4, I do not know if her and Leon get into a relationship, but the mouse was supposed to say things like cheese whiz, Mr. Jar, and stuff like that. And then she told me she didn't want to do that, and I assumed it was because of the cheese whiz part. But later she explained to me that she's from Wales, and Mr. Implies a form of like authority over someone, and I had no idea about that. That's not a thing as far as I'm aware in the state.
That's a thing? I thought, okay, like to be fair, like I didn't even know. I guess that was a thing, like saying Mr. Jar. That's a thing? That's a authority over someone by just saying Mr.? I know it's like a sign of respect, but okay, learn something new every day, I guess.
It's Mr. is just like what you call an adult male where I'm from.
Okay, that again clears up. And again, I know the artist in question, who you sent those voice messages to.
Sure.
Well, who is it?
So
I made a mistake. I thought it was the one who made the thumbnail for the Synni video because I couldn't even remember. But which artist was it?
I'm just gonna leave that anonymous if that's all right. But because from my perspective, this didn't come as a I'd heard some of these stories beforehand of sort of odd interactions. Okay. So it seems like if it's like done amongst close friends, you can kind of go that's understandable. But this seems to be just your interactions generally are quite odd.
Yeah.
Overall,
yeah. No, I want to make this clear. I'm not using this as an excuse, but just as an explanation. I'm not saying this completely means what I'm doing is okay.
Okay.
But not only do I have autism and dyslexia, so communication between people, especially through text, is horrible. But on top of that, I was pretty much homeschooled all my life, so I didn't really get to interact with people. And I've actually lost.
I mean, I get that,
jobs
but
because of this, making jokes like this.
How does that turn into? Well, if you're not going to VC, you should at least have some drinks and come back to my place. Like, I don't know, like, how does that turn into that? Like, even if, like, there's a little bit, like, social awkwardness, like, I don't understand that part.
This sometimes, and after a while, I started avoiding female coworkers, and then I started avoiding coworkers altogether because I was just like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? And plenty of people have explained it to me, and now it's hitting me harder than ever. And I'm going to try to work on myself, but I'm nervous that I'll never get better.
It's kind of interesting because you made the allusion to Coyote, and I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. I mean, does it occur to you that this is more or less, it didn't get to go as far, but this is more or less a Coyote Lovely situation?
I understand why people do that impression. The problem is I talk to everyone like that. Coyote only has spoken to 2 people like that as far as I'm aware, and Coyote did things like hire an artist to make pictures of him licking Sappho's butthole, and the most I've done is, hey, Synni, want to see my cock? And send a picture of a chicken. I think it's like, and also like,
well, even if it's to a lesser extent, because we can argue the semantics, but you built a friendship with Synni Bear, which, for whatever reason, Coyote, this is how it started with Coyote. He went to try and get Sappho, but ended up building that friendship and then relationship with them.
Well, here's the thing. There's no way we can know for sure if I would go further or not. I'm going to say I wasn't, but I can understand if people would think I would have gone further with it. The thing is, I've talked to almost everyone like this. And
you're just not great at defending
I
yourself.
need to stop it. It's
what kind of answer is that? It's like, there's no way for sure if we know that I would have gone further or not. Like, what are you saying right now? Like, you're your own person. Just deny it. Like, what? Why do you have to say it like that?
issue I have. Thank God I'm not doing it with you right now.
What?
Because I know I need to avoid that. I'm not saying, here's my cock and sending you or hey, why don't you see a dick pic, and I send you a picture of Dick Grayson.
I want to keep the theme of Jar's interactions with people, but shift gears a little bit.
These people disgust me. They don't care if what they did was
The
wrong.
friend
They just care if they
zone.
were caught.
Also, I'm going to try and reach out to Logic. Ooh, I remember liking his stream. I think with his help. Along with the recording. You little fucking bitch! You little wretch! Is that what you thought, was it?
It may come as absolutely no surprise to you that that's exactly what Jar thought. Now, you may have noticed a little subscribe account number popping up when anybody's speaking, and that's because I wanted to give you an insight into how Jar sees the world. His relationships are almost entirely transactional. How much clout somebody has, how much influence they can hold, whether they can be of benefit to him, are the key things that he is thinking about. And when you fall from grace, you are of no use to him anymore.
But I also can't get help from people like Lio, Peaches, and Doodletoes.
Yeah.
The last two left YouTube, and Lio's reputation is in the dirt.
Been there for you. I've done it for years now. You didn't even have a decency to come to
Yeah,
me.
that-
because I
that's
was in
really
a book
clear
cancel,
cut.
Which means somehow my information means nothing. That is not treating me like a friend, Jar. That's treating me like an asset.
But I don't want to give you the impression this is the way Jar works only with larger content creators, as though he has the intelligence to be that tactical. In the current drama involving Synni, he begged a tiny content creator, Romantic Goblin, to come and fight in his comments section with people who disagreed with him.
Wait, what?
He begged a tiny content creator.
Thanks to what Kumo did, this is going to be 10 times harder. The fact that you haven't been responding to me tells me that you were the one that sent it to him. I've been busy at work. Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know. I think I know who leaked it, though it's stupid as you think. My friend, we typically watch shit together on Discord using screenshot late at night. Forgot that I had it open on the window. I was about multitasking for the window. My friend asked about it, saw an unlisted video, and screenshot the linkers and some shit. Guess shares with Kumo. Simply just said, oh, sorry, wait till Sunday. That's just my guess. Well, that's just great, spelled incorrectly. Do you know why he would do this? It's just more likely going to get him more hate than me in the long run. I don't know about that.
The Romantic Goblin to come and fight in his comments section with people who disagreed with him. And because...
Okay, how so? Also, get enough of the work. He was still doing the... he's still adamant in his coverage, so was I. Synni did not... did wrong with obscenity, sexual misconduct, but it wasn't grooming. And he has walked back the locker room talk thing, not realizing it was downplaying what she did wrong. I disagree with that, because he was still making like the thing on, like, he still was making that comment on Hippleton's stream, and was still like saying it's not downplaying if I use this. So I don't think he walked back from it. Like, if it's cool that you're realizing it's downplaying it, but he was defending how it's not. So I don't really see how you could say that with him. Also, he got mad about the pot shots taken at him. Deserved. Your interview, Synni, not gonna lie, I took issue with that and was gonna tell you about it, but I got sidetracked and you went to bed. I was gonna tell you today that segment was you asking her a lot of leading questions. True. Basically giving her the answer you wanted to give before she could respond to it in some cases. Okay. One, I just said that his video wasn't that good, and that's mostly it. I didn't say anything about his statements. Oh, when they're talking about the pot shots, they're talking about Jar's pot shots. I mean, yeah, I can understand why he's mad about that. Didn't say anything about his statements on the locker room talk. Bro has said stuff about me. One time I said nice things about him as well. I was sleepy and she was scared. I don't normally interview people. He had no right to leak my video at all. That's something I've never even hear of someone doing till now. Bro made everything worse anyways. Tell me when you're home. Also, I blocked Kumo. He crossed a line. Yeah, I guess. Well, he titled the video #pineapple soda, so I guess he up to debate you? I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting McDonald's. After taking my video and uploading without asking me, I just don't want anything to do with him anymore. It makes sense. Like, who the fuck does that shit? Okay. What?
Jar's only concern is whether you can be of use to him. It means he has basically no moral standards for the things he talks about. Now, I don't want to get into the whole Spock drama because that's a whole other rabbit hole. But
No,
Spock
it
was somebody
is.
who they basically had banter rights as being in possession of illicit images of a minor.
Do you think Jar can repair his fractured reputation? I'm not gonna lie, he's already severely disliked, and he's done something severely bad. So this is going to be used against him for a while, and I don't think Jar has the mental capacity to fix his own career. He still is latched onto things from the past, so I don't think he even could like let go of what he did. So I feel like he's just going to be stuck in a constant loop of trying to make drama videos, and people just bringing this up as a reminder why he shouldn't. And he'll probably like double down and make a defense later about it, is my guess. Or he's actually going to follow Lyo's advice and just not do drama anymore, and just do movie reviews. But he's always going to be remembered as the guy who defended a groomer. That is always going to stick with his name. That's never going to leave. It's just a permanent title. So as for fixing, yeah, that's not happening.
So you'd think Jar would have issues with this even years later, but in his interview with Synni, he makes the following statements.
Don't fuck up like Spocker and Peaches did. Like, here's the thing. When it comes to the Spocker situation, the dude got canceled for being a pussy. Like, if I was in that same situation as him, I would have been like, oh yeah, I stumbled upon it, looked through all the multiple folders I had on it, saw the 13-year-old nudes, freaked out, ripped it out, stomped on it, and flushed it down my toilet. I'm not a predator. I just held onto those nudes and deep within folders, and that's what happened to me. Oh well, guess I'll keep uploading like I normally did.
Now, I have been made aware of multiple images and instances where Jar has in some way downplayed relationships between adults and minors. However, from what I've seen at time of recording, I don't think Jar is running these plays and defenses because he in some way has some skeletons in his closet. I think he was probably just going along the common consensus, and for those of you aware of the Fruitcake server leaks and the Toby drama, he wasn't the only one. Though it is worth highlighting that if Jar has friends who have done serious things wrong, whether it be Synni or Spoxer, who bear some striking similarities, he will defend them, because what's important to Jar is that his friends are useful, that his friends owe him, and ultimately that he is getting validation for the takes he gives. And please note that I'm saying takes he gives, not his takes, because Jar doesn't have any fucking opinions of his own. Jar's opinions are formed by committee. And what's insane about this statement is that isn't something I'm saying, it's something that Mally said to him when they were having drama.
I've been insulted saying my videos are designed by committee instead of just me. I think they're right.
Jar is so incapable of having opinions of his own, he has to take criticism from years ago and rephrase it as self-reflection. I know this is going to sound petty as hell to some of you, but it really is a perfect example of what Jar does. The reason that Just a Robot has been involved in so many fucking dramas is because as a drama is nearing its end, what Jar will do is jump in, waving his banner saying, "Don't worry guys, Just a Robot's here," when the battle is already won. And the only way Jar has been able to continue this grift is by parroting the takes that have already won the day. Which is exactly what happened in the Synni drama, by the way. Just a Robot saw Chud Logic covering it and laughing at Birdie and assumed that meant public opinion was turning. And then he just simply stole Kumo's opinions. Unfortunately for him, Kumo's opinions on the topic were fucking retarded. And if it sounds like I'm losing my mind, it's because after hours of looking through this guy's history, it is infuriating how often this has happened. And by the way, just before you think I'm some sort of conspiracy theorist, I'm not the only one who's noticed this.
Jar to me is always kind of been like a snake in the grass. I think that's the best way to describe him. He comes around only when like all the situations are over, and he tries to act as if he was like the voice all along that people should have listened to. He has this very, I feel like he has this sort of like hero complex in a way when he makes his videos. And the reality is that he just kind of he looks to an opinion that he can repeat that's the prevailing one. And then I feel like he can just kind of he just kind of goes with the flow of the community, and that's how he's been able to just kind of get away with being this like this fucking idiot, you know.
I guess I wonder, looking at this, when you know you've got a decently sized platform where your job on the internet is to commentate on things.
Yeah.
Where you're sort of saying to me, well, yes, I commentate on things, but I'm not actually sure I have any actual opinions, which is, you know, a bit of an odd juxtaposition.
I do have opinions. I do. It's just I want my opinion to be right. Well, I guess everybody does to a certain extent. It's just sometimes I'm trying to.
That's not really your opinion if you're just looking for what everyone agrees with.
A very good version of myself to
like, what do you
sides,
think?
Or all sides, and I've been trying to strike that balance, and I can't, and now I have to realize who am I. And a lot of people have noticed I flip-flopped to being more progressive and trying to work on pronouns to being more edgy, and I keep going back and forth. I'm like, I don't know what I prefer. I don't know what I want.
Before we move on, I want to get to why Jar has survived.
That was
it's just
true.
When you constantly win.
When you constantly win.
Now, this might seem like a slightly odd statement given what we've seen recently, but I promise you, there is actually an explanation, and it's highlighted in the recent call Kumo had with Synni.
Oh no. Victory and vengeance.
Like, I knew how this guy was. I warned you how he was. I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to, like, that was probably his
Which
his
is a
dream,
bold
his
claim to
Jar's
make.
history includes some of the most insane false allegations I have ever seen, including in one instance a grooming accusation against a niece who does not exist. And this has been to Jar's net benefit, because whenever people level criticism at him, he's able to point to those allegations and say they were false. So how can we trust these ones? What were the Fluffy Turbo allegations?
Fluffy Turbo and Chaos 55T came out of hiding to make up false allegations about Jar grooming and sexually abusing his niece, who doesn't exist.
Okay, bro.
So
that's
for
crazy.
Context, Chaos 55T was originally part of the people who drove Jar off of DeviantArt. This is like bits and pieces that I remember from his DeviantArt whatever story. She made up allegedly, she made up someone who doesn't exist and claimed that Jar drove this person to end themselves.
Oh,
Jar came
okay.
forward and talked about what he dealt with. Obviously,
As you can tell, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. What the fuck? Okay.
Chaos got a lot of flack from that. She dipped. A few months later, maybe a year later, I don't exactly remember the time frame, Fluffy Turbo, who was one of Chaos's friends, started going around to people, Laka Mubalaka and myself included, trying to pass off these screenshots as allegations that Jar was grooming a minor and that he had in the past sexually assaulted his niece. Like, I went over this stuff, and in the course of like 5 minutes, I told Fluffy Turbo to shove it. But I think 2 weeks after that, she brought the allegations to the public and tried to press them. So I did a stream going through them, basically being all like, this is fucking bullshit. And in the course of the stream, some of the allegations went over the idea that Jar was racist. And I basically shrugged it off and said, yeah, we know Jar's racist. I don't care about this stuff. Show me like the serious stuff. And as far as I'm aware, he's held that against me since.
I mean, damn.
Only in the ACC
That's a lot.
drama about sexual assault against somebody who's not real.
Yeah, it's
Fucking hell.
it's happened at least twice.
What?
When
Twice?
Jar says he wins his dramas, what he actually means is he manages to debunk some of the insane accusations coming from people who've been A-logging him for 10 years. Which is why, if you're going to make accusations like this against somebody, you better have some solid evidence and some reliable sources. Though I do want to be charitable. Many of you will be aware of my drama with No Dentistry Dodger, Wick TV, who in early 2023 removed me from a panel so he could rizz up another member of said panel because she had more subscribers than me. Now, Wick's history of scumbaggery is well documented. We also clashed in early 2024 when it was discovered that he was working with Progressive Victory, undisclosed to his audience, while promoting them. And if you're confused as to why I'd bring up a completely unrelated person who has nothing to do with any of this in the middle of a video on Jar, I don't blame you. So please explain to me why every single Just a Robot drama video has a section rehashing his grievances with people who are nothing to do with anything, and they're randomly insulted in the most awkward way possible.
Yeah,
in his
that's a
hit
good
piece
way
on
to
Lulu
point
Times, he
that out.
basically stops talking about her for 3 minutes so he can talk about how much better he is than all the other commentators he's fought with over the years. And in case you think this is an isolated
not
incident,
fuchsia
no, this is
butter.
just how Jar works. In his recent conversation with Lyo Convoy, when his credibility and reputation is crumbling, he promises never to make a drama video again. So he does have one question.
Quick question. I do have one drama video that is all finished,
Dude,
and
you're
I was
not-
thinking of just making it a Patreon exclusive. Do you think I should do that?
No. Jar has a pathological need to go after people who have slighted him in the past. And while he is talking about how he will never engage in drama
I wonder
content again, this
if
is
he'll be
something I would
honest with
be
that.
deeply skeptical of. This isn't the first time Jar has taken a break. And secondly, because deep down, Jar is deeply, deeply vengeful.
Every time I go to bed and I'm about to fall asleep, I just feel angry about sometimes things that have happened 10 years ago, and sometimes I feel like revenge is the only thing that keeps me going.
And don't get me twisted, I personally love a little bit of vengeance. But one of the frustrating things about Jar is his need to be seen as the hero and never the villain.
When I'm winning in a drama, I try to show my opponents mercy. I guarantee you, if the situation was flipped, Diaper Tones would not have done the same. I knew this from the beginning our drama began, but I still showed them kindness. But despite all the kindness I showed them, they were not willing to show me any kindness in return.
Okay, this is just insane nonsense. I've got no idea why Jar would see this when it's so obviously and provably false. It's probably time to bring up Jar's second channel, which dates back to 2013, and is basically just a
not the
huge
small
list of hit pieces
commentary
against
fights.
people who have pissed him off over the years. And Jar can say that he is merciful when he's winning a drama, but I really want to direct you to one person that Jar has been beefing with for 8 years at this point. The creator in question is T-Moss Boss, who has over 100,000 subscribers and a dead channel. Even in the midst of the current drama as one of Jar's longest running detractors, still nobody gives a shit. Except for Jar. That final video that Jar wanted to put up on Patreon is in fact on T-Moss Boss. You literally cannot make this insanity up. However, T-Moss does help us to answer some interesting questions. For example, why is it so many people are hesitant to even go after this guy? Now, I think it's reasonable to say that there are two separate components to this. Firstly, if you go after Jar, you will be dealing with Jar for the rest of your life, as he makes video after video after video on you. The next element is Jar's audience, which Jar himself describes as quite toxic. And while he claims to have taken steps to try and get them to chill the fuck out of bed, the honest truth is, the only way to get your audience to stop gunning for somebody is to just stop talking about them.
I do these drama videos to bring justice.
Yeah.
I have a big channel, which gives me a lot of power.
Look, Jar is absolutely aware of the threat he poses to smaller content creators, and within the ACC, many people just don't want to deal with something like that. In fact, one of the common questions I was asked is, are you sure you want to go down this route? Because you are going to be hearing about it for the rest of your life online. Just as an aside on this topic, I want to note Jar's startling paranoia, which has managed to fuck him over in ways he wasn't even aware of. I'm aware that you were worried that the ACC girlies were going to go after you, and, you know, you seem to make allusions to this in the commentary video.
Well, to be fair, they've been going after me. They're not just women. There's yeah.
Do you know that there was only one video planned on you, and it was a defense video?
No.
I know that Jar has
Whoa.
been allegedly paranoid that the ACC is like planning on making a video on him or whatever. I have not been aware of any videos that people have been planning on making about Jar, except for one. I was making a video about the Fluffy Turbo situation and talking about how the allegations against Jar were false. I
Interesting.
canceled my production of that video despite literally almost being done because, one, I couldn't get the stupid Twitter account with his real ass name taken off of Twitter no matter how many times I was reporting it, and I had been reporting it for months. But also because Jar decided to make a pot shot about me in one of his videos, and I decided, fuck him, he's a jackass, he doesn't deserve it.
The only person making
Okay, that's next level pettiness. I mean, if you want to talk about standing on your principles, just because someone made a pot shot at you, you're not going to defend them from what you claim to be obviously false allegations. I mean, yeah, sure, the guy sucks, but like, okay, I guess. Whatever, dude, whatever.
video on you was Ponder.
Getting 8 ads every 20 minutes is
Fuck
actually
off, dude. That's how you know this video did well. I'm autistic, so sometimes I miss subtle hints. Okay. Real.
It was to defend you from the previous accusations. And then you came out and took a shot and the video was cancelled.
Lol. the pause.
I mean, you do have an entire second channel which does seem to be sort of vengeance responses to people.
Yeah, I know.
I've been going back to 2013.
Yeah, he literally said
Back
he
to
was
2013?
fueled by
Oh, yeah.
vengeance.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the recent stuff. Yeah, this is one issue I do have. I just have a very strong desire to get back at people, and the worst part is, once you do, it doesn't feel that great. It feels a little good, but it doesn't feel nearly as great as you would think it does. And I was trying to respond to every single video ever made on me on my second channel at one point, but then I got bored. And now I realize like how silly and stupid that made me look, because I could have been making videos that people actually gave a shit about and got a lot more views.
Yeah.
And granted, response videos are a lot easier to make. Like, you know what you're saying, you know what they're saying. You don't even need a script. You just hit the record button and use some gameplay. Very easy stuff to make. But now, with the amount of people I've pissed off, I realized that I kind of dug my own grave by acting the way I did. I kept on pissing people off one after another, and eventually I knew eventually it would come back to bite me in the ass, and it did.
I mean...
Oh, you knew?
Yeah. So the people I've spoken to who've had sort of issues with you in the past, one of the constant things I hear is they don't want to respond. They don't want to deal with kind of how...
yeah, what fuels this paranoia? Like, I'm really
And there's
curious.
this fear, especially for smaller channels or people with lesser platforms, that, in fact,
It's not
I
like-
heard Timos
did he get,
Boss
like,
say this in his most
dogpiled
recent video,
before or
and
something?
I've heard this from kind of multiple, even bigger channels, where there's this real worry that it's not just you that will come after them. You end up in a position of weaponizing an audience to come after them, potentially.
I suppose you're right. I mean, that's the risk of having a platform, and I'm going to be honest here, I don't like that, because I've done what I can to keep my fans off of Doodletone's back for a very, very long time. I've been saying in my more recent drama videos,
I mean, I guess what's
on
the
old
point of
channel,
even making the
please do
video?
not attack this person. And like I've been, and other stuff behind.
That's true, but I mean, from what I can hear from behind the scenes, that may be what you say publicly, but it seems like privately you have at least alluded to that threat while having dramas with people.
What?
Well, I have said, like, listen, like, I think a good example is the Vincent Skullman stuff. Like, he made a video on me, and I wanted to talk things out with him instead of making a video, because he was a very sensitive guy, and I was like, my fans are so toxic, I didn't want them to go after him.
Okay.
And I tried to talk things out with him in private. Eventually, it did work. Unfortunately, that created issues with him, Lio, and Linlin, and I was like, people...
So...
I want to just tie this last bit
he's
going to
come back to drama.
currently embroiled in.
Okay.
John's choices and decision making
You can't
are
change a person.
highly questionable. I mean,
Unless
what
they want
possessed
to
you
be
to go to
changed.
Chud Logic of all people. And I like Chud, don't get me wrong, but like if I was looking for somebody to kind of side up in a drama with me, or like if I needed somebody who I thought I could get, or I could use a platform for to like just even plant a seed of an idea, he would be the fucking last person I pick.
Lol.
Okay, 2 reasons, but after this, I need to go for a little bit, because I need to take a dump.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
dude.
okay, so it might just be
Relevant
this.
100,
It should
yeah.
just take 5 minutes. So don't like turn off the call or anything. I'll just mute myself and.
I'll grab it. I'll grab a drink for you. Don't.
Yeah. So
Beckett.
one.
You could have cut
is,
that out, bro.
I was
Come on.
suggested that he was more fair to Synni than anyone else. He seemed more skeptical. And 2, Chud did a video on me back in, as he said it, his soy days. And out of any video I've ever seen on me, I thought it was the most fair and balanced. So I thought, oh, this seems like a guy who's fair and balanced. And you know, maybe he is, but he probably, like, when I got onto that stream and I saw how angry he was, I realized, oh no, I messed up.
I think it's fair to say that Jar
Chud
dangerously
is
misjudged
fair.
how wider commentary would react to something like the Synni Bear story. Art commentary involves an extraordinary amount of things that happen behind the scenes in people's interpersonal relationships. This leads to long-standing beefs and feuds that go on
That's
for
what I'm
years in
saying.
some cases.
Oh, what's up,
But let's be honest,
Trustemi?
wider commentary's intention is quite different. No, I mean, like, it's just content, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Frankly, most stories we talk about as
Yeah.
commentators, we don't have a deep emotional investment in. Most coverage is going to be
Yeah.
pretty dispassionate. And I didn't make this video because I hate Jar, I did it because I lack impulse control in a social life. Honestly, the entire Synni Bear drama highlights the issues with becoming overly invested in a story. The issues Jar, and frankly anybody else even tangentially involved in this mess, have faced should be a stark reminder to everyone of the flack you will catch if you make this mistake. Finally, I'd just like to thank everyone who's involved in helping with this project, from interviews to art assets. It's all really appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed what we've gone over today and it's been useful to you in the future, because a
Shout
video
out
like
to
this really
Jar
did need to
for
exist,
being
frankly.
interviewed.
The full interview with Jar will be linked in the description below, and as I suck at sign-offs, I guess I'll just see you in the next one. I want to make something that's entertaining for people, but I want to make sure that if there is a next time, there is a solid piece of evidence and solid kind of piece of work that people can go, that's who Jar is in one place, because I think that is
well
needed.
I think it is
I
needed
see.
because I don't even think I know who I am.
You don't.
Sometimes, often
I guess
don't
you gotta
even
do some
recognize my own
soul
reflection,
searching, bro.
as
Holy
cheesy as that
shit.
sounds.
Dude, this is a well-made video. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of stuff I didn't know about Jar. Holy shit. Alright, don't need that since I saw that. But yeah, no, that was a lot to digest. Holy shit. Let's see, do I have any call-ins? No, not at the moment. Let's see, just checking some stuff right now. Okay. So, what I'll also be going over is just, this is definitely a little late to this, but I definitely just wanted to cover it because I was interested. Just for some context, there was a thing that happened with, another commentator that I know named Flatly, right? He made a video just basically making fun of Kumo, for the recent stuff. Because let's admit that gotta admit it is kind of funny. Ooh. Can't let that be known. Okay, anyways. So yeah. anyways. He got striked because he basically just made fun of Kumo justifiably for the actions he did in the Simi stuff. He got way too involved and was really just downplaying some of the stuff. I'm not gonna lie, and defended her when it wasn't necessary. But yes, let's see. No confirmation from Kumo. Because okay, so he was going out to try to see if this was the real Kumo that striked him, right? But so we got this person that responded with no confirmation from Kumo. I have asked, but I was sent this, which is apparently in reference to the takedown. Actually, fucking insane behavior. Kumo, remove it. He did this days ago while in a VC because he thought it was funny that they used his art for the thumbnail when he got his vids taken down for the same thing. Now, I do get Kumo tries to make this point, but it doesn't make sense for the general community. Because it's not a lot of people really even knew what happened at Kumo. To the art community, yeah, it's a double standard, but it just doesn't make sense why you would strike someone. Right, this guy did nothing to you besides to make a video criticizing what you did. All right, ultimately, it's deserved, and for you to strike it for the art thing because some other unrelated person striked you for it, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, then we got some more DMs that went over it. Okay, I attempted to get him to remove the strike. He refused. He says Flatly can take it down and re-upload it without his art, as no one cared when he was struck for the same thing. I cannot stress enough how fucking stupid this is. I rarely get actually mad at this stuff. GG. Okay. Then we got, hey, is this legit? He has time. I did that a while ago, lol. Then we got, you're striking at randoms. If you only care about these things when they happen to you, you don't care about them. Flatly never struck you. Nope, Mlem struck me, and I had no grounds to fucking dispute it. I don't care about them, because nobody fucking cared about it when it happened to me. I don't get what there is to argue about here. Where was the outrage when the same thing happened to me? Where I was given 2 strikes I couldn't dispute. It's about having the same basic principles regardless of what others are doing. I've said this the whole year, that using bad tactics is a bullshit weak move. If you don't care about these things once the tide turns, then you're going to find yourself, if very, alone. Take the strike down, unprivate, and apologize. This is a huge thing to fuck up. No, I think I'll dig my heels on this one. I'm not going to apologize for their own double standards. There's only an outrage when it's someone they don't like. if someone they don't like has it done to them, they're oddly fucking quiet. These principles mean fuck all to any of them. So why should they mean to me? Okay, dude. And then the second, yeah, no, I already read it. So again, to the same thing, and it's really dumb. It's yeah, opinion on the art commentary community. The community likes to like stress over things that I don't feel like is worth stressing sometimes. I don't agree with all their principles. I feel like sometimes they're way too open and sensitive about certain things, which makes them more vulnerable to people that want to criticize them, for one. But ultimately, for actual serious criticisms, when it comes to like serious coverage, I feel like everyone is just rushing to get their video out first in there and just believing the first thing they said because there was text on a screen without verifying much of it. It's not really bigger art content creators to do that. It's a lot more smaller ones. Like I did mention one a bit earlier, but it's just a pattern I see. And obviously that could lead to spreading misinformation, which obviously has its natural flaws with it. So yeah, it's dumb. But I don't know. It's not my favorite community. I think like the main thing I dislike about it though is there's a lot of people that'll act like that they're morally the best person and that they're just better than everyone. And it's funny though because then they also get to be exposed to be some of the worst people you've ever seen online. And I think this is shown for a lot of popular ones like Hopeless Peaches, Just a Robot, Lyle Convoy had some skeletons in his closet, and I mean, there's just a whole handful. Fuchsia Butters, Doodle Tones. A lot of people have had skeletons in their closet, and then it just comes out to shine now. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons to dislike them. I think they could be hypocritical and have a lot of double standards. And I don't usually trust them to cover serious cases because some of them are not really reliable when it comes to credibility. So, yeah, that's kind of like my stance on it. But yeah, most of the commentary community needs to go outside and touch some grass. Agreed, dude. Agreed. But yeah, then also just some other context. Kumo deleted his YouTube and his Twitter. So, this was following after the striking stuff. It did all get resolved, and Flatly ended up having a new thumbnail, just being like the Wojak, which is kind of funny. So it's like a Wojak of Kumo rather than his own self. Let's see. What the hell is going on here? Just looking at some Kumo stuff. Because essentially, what I find really funny about this, okay? The reason why I wanted to give you some context on it is because I find it funny in an ironic sense. I don't think these two people deserve this. Alright? Like, I think Akuma could be like a chill guy. I like his coverage when it comes to the FCK stuff. But essentially, because him and also Gilded, right, were associated with Kumo, like publicly and stuff like that, and were friends with them, people were basically storming their DMs, being like, I want your take on Kumo right now. And some of them has even gone to the point where they said that they defended Kumo, which they haven't really had a take on the Synni stuff. But yeah, we're going to watch their, we're going to watch it, dude. What's wrong with the stream? I don't know. If it could be an internet issue, I'm not sure. I'm not experiencing anything. But yeah, we'll just watch this video and keep going.
Welcome back to another TISM report, and a lot has happened since I made one of these before. I've been mostly just focusing on working on the FCK Maxim, so I can hopefully get it done in time for the date that I'd like to put it out. Cleaning up my garden as it starts to become fall, out of town and hanging out with my brothers. I've been very busy, and while I was busy, a new topic, a new hot thing hit the art commentary community, and I've only been able to keep up with bits and pieces of it. So I'm going to try and condense as much of it as possible because it's very clear that people seem to want me involved. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep bringing me up when I'm not involved, claiming I'm doing X, Y, or Z, or rushing to my DMs to message me and complain to me about what Kumo has been doing as if I'm his fucking handler. Contrary to what some of you might believe, Kumo is his own fucking man. He's a big boy. He's a grown man. He's going to make decisions that I'm not inherently going to agree with. He's going to make his own choices, and that doesn't mean I'm right there with him. The same thing is said for me. I'm going to make my own choices, my own decisions, and that doesn't mean he's right there with me. I don't know if it's that this community has this delusional idea of like what a friendship is, where they think that a friendship means that you 100% agree with everything that person says and the entire time that you know them. Otherwise, you can't be friends. After situation, I'm starting to think that that's how these people think friendships work, which is probably why.
All right, to try to hide from the backlash, he deleted YouTube and Twitter. I'm pretty sure he left for a different reason because Kumo's a really stubborn guy. He's had there's actually a lot of backstory when it comes to him. He wouldn't leave over hate of the internet, and I've heard apparently the real reason he left, and it has nothing to do with hiding from the public take of opinion. It is something else.
None of their friendships ever even last. You guys want my take on it so bad. You all want to keep claiming this X, Y, or Z thing in regards to Kumo or what I've said about Kumo. Here's my fucking take. But first, before I give that take, I want to give a rundown, a sort of series of events that led up to what is currently taking place and what we're going to be talking about in today's TISM report. Now, where everything started was with two individuals, SynniBear03 and Birdie. Birdie came out with a video saying that they were living with a groomer, referring to SynniBear, and that they needed to move out as soon as possible. SynniBear03 made a video confessing to everything, admitting to it. That was on September 15th. And a couple of days later, on the 18th or 19th, Kumo and a couple of friends created some kind of support group chat for SynniBear because they wanted to be a good influence on SynniBear and also get her side of the story. And on September 27th, Kumo had two streams titled Is SynniBear a Groomer or Is Birdie a Scammer? Now these two streams are what kicked off his involvement in the SynniBear and Birdie discourse. And for context, of course,
that was
the
a while
thumbnails of
ago.
These two streams had a art piece of Birdie in them that was made by Melm. So basically, before Kumo made these two streams, an individual by the name of Melm made a video sort of in support of Birdie, trying to get people to go and donate to Birdie's GoFundMe. And in the thumbnail of Melm's video, they had artwork that they made of Birdie. Kumo, seeing this video, downloaded the thumbnail and cut out Birdie from the thumbnail and threw this cutout of Birdie onto the thumbnail of his two streams that he had on September 27th. On September 28th, Nyx Animations put out a tweet that says, I love random allegations for content based on absolutely nothing. What is this? At Damaged Coda, who is Birdie, with a screenshot of Kumo's stream, is SynniBear a groomer or is Birdie a scammer? And the reaction to this and to his stream was fucking laughable. Let's read some of it. Kumo and his friend
Actually, going back to that, ain't Kumo the same dude that's comfortable saying the N-word? Just in case you don't know this, Kumo's black. So it's really funny to have this criticism against a guy who could say it. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of irony to it. I didn't really know. I just thought he left to avoid the backlash. Not for hateful opinion reasons. He's really stubborn. He would have held his ground and made videos because he already hates his community. He was already planning 2 different video projects. He left for a different reason.
And the reaction to this and to his stream was fucking laughable. Let's read some of it. Kumo and his friend Kumo have always been extremely bad faith actors who will hit horrible people out of spite or just to be anti-SJW on main. Also, this is just me, but the fact they're both a bit too comfortable saying the R slur derogatorily gives me a major ick. Yeah, I've realized that they are both extremely transphobic to most of the art community, misgendering people on purpose, as well as being horribly ableist to disabled people. Kumo has a whole playlist called the TISM Report, which is very ableist. Oh, look at that. Well, you're in.
I mean, wouldn't you, by that logic, you just mentioning it by name, wouldn't that make you ableist? I don't know.
Of course he's friends with a Kumu. He was literally in the trenches trying to defend Madame when she scammed a 15-year-old out of credit for the free art they made her and doxing their
Oh
phone
my
forever.
gosh, that
Now they're both
situation.
defending abusive behavior towards children. Akumu especially has been a fucking weirdo. He has held such a grudge against people for years. Even me, all because I ratioed him a couple of times 4 years ago. He and Kumo are both so fucking weird and need to get actual lives. Ain't Kumo the same dude that's comfortable with saying the N-word? This should give you a really good idea as to the kind of crowd that's involved with this situation.
Well, apparently, right? This is kind of publicly known. Kumo has a girlfriend, which is why, he wanted to whatever. I think he used that as a defense for why he wasn't trying to get with Synni, is because he's already with a woman and he's loyal to her and stuff like that. Apparently, from what we've heard from the grapevine, is Kumo left because there was people that were genuinely trying to harass his girlfriend in real life because of the Synni stuff. And it's I don't really blame Kumo for taking down his socials for that, because it's at the end of the day, right? It's just the right move to do. I get why people would. Kumo deserves all the criticism that he's getting, but once you start going after other people for him, it's that's going way too far. In fact, even going after him to affect his real life over what he said on the internet is going way too far. But yeah, it just went it escalated severely, and people were targeting his girlfriend for it. So that's why he removed his socials and stuff. Just for you to know.
This discourse. Mind you, at this point, I haven't said anything about this. People were just bringing me up because I was friends with Kumo. Melm, the aforementioned artist who made the artwork of Birdie, which would then be put into Kumo's thumbnail, then reached out to Kumo to complain that the artwork of Birdie was in his thumbnail. She was worried that people, oddly enough, would assume that she agreed with Kumo's takes on the situation just because her cropped art was in the thumbnail. It doesn't make much sense, but pretty much
Yeah, no,
nearly
that
anything
makes
to do with
no
the art commentary
sense.
community doesn't make much sense. Paranoia at best. Kumo,
What?
being petty, decided not to credit Melm, nor to remove Birdie from the thumbnail. So Melm decided to make a video accusing him of art theft, and then striking both
Okay.
his streams for the art theft, the copyright infringement, which forced Kumo to have to delete both of them. He could not dispute it. Now, September 30th is when Just a Robot gets into the mix. He actually came to me informing me that he was getting involved, and that he was hoping I would make a video and bring up that I was the guy who did the FCK stuff at the start. I don't really know, but he wanted me to get involved. And I said the only thing I know is that Kumo has spoken to Synni and that people are trying to drag me into it because I and Kumo are friends. Just a Robot then got in contact with Synni, and those DMs are also out there. There's a couple of streams that I'll link down below that cover those DMs if you're curious about them, or some of you have maybe already seen those DMs.
Oh,
And there is
I've
another
seen
thing
a
that has
lot of
happened
them.
since all this has come out. The DMs, the group chat of the support group for Synni Bear, which was very cringe in my opinion, very cringe. Then there's the DMs between Just a Robot and Synni, and then Lio and Just a Robot's call. So a lot has unfolded in the situation. Even multiple other Google documents have come out about this.
Unironically, this drama has been like the most like with like the Synni stuff. This has been like the most normalized. I've seen people of leaking people's like DMs and like private conversations and stuff. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, I've never seen a thing where there's been so many DMs get leaked over this. Like, this has been like the time I've seen the most DMs get leaked. Which it's kind of funny because most of it's deserved, but it's like some of it's like that's insane.
Synni. So the situation has basically just unfolded into one giant fucking shitfest, a giant mess that's difficult for anyone really to navigate. And the most recent event, as of a day or two ago, was Kumo striking down or flagging Flatly Gaming's video on him. This individual named Flatly made a video using Kumo's profile picture, his artwork, and Kumo, seeing that none of the art cards were proclaiming art theft and demanding that he take down the video or demanding credit, decided to be petty, to be a hypocrite, and flag down the video. And when I learned of this, the first thing I did was go to Kumo about it and point out that it still is hypocrisy, even though he's completely right that there is a
What's up with Flatly Gaming Strike? He was given a week to avoid it. What do you mean? Weren't you against what Mum did? I was apparently wrong because I couldn't dispute it. Yes, but you disagree with the striking. I understand the sentiment. Well, if it was art theft when I did it, but it was hypocrisy. All right.
Blatant fucking double standard with the way they go about this art theft shit, the art cards. It doesn't change the fact that he didn't like when Melm did it to him, that he didn't like the fact that he was put in a position where he couldn't dispute it, let alone the fact that he had to take down his streams. And yet there he went and put someone else in that position. On impulse, he made a stupid fucking decision to cross his own fucking line. It was fucking hypocrisy. And I was disappointed in him about it. The first thing I did was go to him about this. After Beckett had spoken with him, I told him to take it down, to undo the flagging or the strike, and to make a video explaining why and, own up to it. Take the L. And then he agreed to do so, but as it turns out, Flatly had already taken down the video that was made on Kumo, so Kumo was unable to retract the strike, the flag. So it's a fucking messy situation, not only because he crossed his own line, people are less likely going to hear out the fact that he was right on the double standard, but he then went and then partook in a double standard. It was extremely fucking retarded. And I said in All My Demons, as I explained the events, that it would have been objectively better had he made a tweet, a community post, or even a joke in a video simply pointing out this double standard, because it very much is real. For example, one of my favorite art tards, Tark the Wild, who is a member of Cat's Lair, who's constantly using the Kumo cutting shit against Kumo. He was in Melm's comment section telling her good luck and that Kumo is an abuser. He was cheering on Melm for having struck down Kumo. And yet in my comment sections, he's demanding to me that I get Kumo to undo the flag. And mind you, I'm in agreement. Kumo shouldn't have done it in the fucking first place. This double standard that he is talking about with the fact that it was art theft and that they were all for Melm striking him down. And yet all of a sudden, when he does it too flatly, it's a problem. Yes, he's right on that, but that doesn't make what he did any fucking better. These two things can be true at once. And Tark the Wild is just one of many perfect examples.
I mean, I get like the double standard thing, but it's like general commentary community had no idea that happened, and he was making the point also mainly to a lot of general commentators, with one of the people he striked being someone in the general commentary community. So it's like nobody actually really even knew. And it's like then he tried like saying, well, I did say it on the Chud stream, so you guys should have known. It's like, okay, so you expect everyone to see like a 5-second clip on a Chud stream? Like, it's insane. I think that's like the biggest flaw, like with Kumo. Kumo thinks we know everything about like what happened to him, but we don't. Honestly, if we, I'm sure if like a lot of people like knew about that, or he properly went to people, there probably would have been people defending him. But he decided to just get like mad and just go after the art people about it. So like, it's whatever, I guess.
Examples of exactly that. All for it when Melm did it, but when Kumo does it, I need to do something. I need to get involved, and I need to say something to Kumo to make him undo it, because people pretend like I'm his fucking handler. And a point that I've seen several other people bring up, and even bring up to me, and it's a very good point, is that Flatly is an art commentary. Flatly is a normal, like, mainstream sort of commentary community, small individual that made a video on Kumo. They're not art commentary, and I don't even think, I haven't been able to find anything from Flatly cheering on the fact that he was struck by Melm. So Kumo lashing out in a desperate attempt to prove his point, he lashed out at the wrong fucking people. So he lashed out at a completely innocent bystander that just wanted to provide their take on him. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend as though all the criticism thrown at Kumo is unwarranted and undeserved. The dude made fuck-ups. It would be copium to pretend as though it was all undeserved. And if it isn't really obvious, I don't really care, so I'm not going to sit down and try and deep dive this entire situation. You see, I told people to stay out of it, and I told them not to throw accelerants on it. That the decisions they were making were a bad idea. And I'm not trying to pull an I told you so. I'm saying that they didn't listen, and now the people upset with them want to come whining at me for me to say something, to which they will, of course, also bitch about, because I don't intend on parroting everything one-to-one. The crowd that's involved in this situation is already insufferable as is. The constant language policing is just a start, going on about the word, the R slur, the ableism, even Birdie's fucking pronouns. This has strayed far beyond the grooming. In fact, Inno is hardly even talked about. It's mostly Birdie, Synni, Kumo, and now just a robot, which I find baffling considering the same crowd loves to talk priorities of those they don't like. These people have come yapping to me about Kumo and bringing up politics. This is just one of those things that happens with the art and art-adjacent communities, especially around September and October of the year. Something explodes, and people get so emotionally invested into it, including Kumo. Rationality begins to go out the window. Having been on the receiving end of the angry cry-bully mob, I've been there, and I've
that's another
There's so
thing I
many
don't like
people
about
that
the
have invested
community.
themselves far too much in this situation that they just started
Seems
speaking out
obsessive
Kumo
to a
also
point.
included. For a quick example, the call with Synni and Goblin, where he said just a robot would have raped Synni. That's a very, very bold claim to make with no evidence, and to especially put out in something you're gonna fucking publicize. You need evidence, especially with something as severe as that. Point is, very few can get their shit right, and everyone involved is either doing one of mainly three things: A, lashing out and making themselves look really stupid, but pretending as though it's their opposition that are making themselves look stupid. B, throwing out unsubstantiated claims to look like they have an understanding of what's going on, or C, have no fucking idea what they're talking about in the first place. A good example of this are the Twitter cards who have been claiming I'm defending Kumo's honor and doing damage control.
Yeah, he's
One of
literally
which
said, like,
proceeded to cry
nothing.
about me noticing woke shit in video games and cried out culture war slop and that I was falling for a grift. And he apparently bitched enough about me behind the scenes that his friend went on to say as much in a video about Kumo.
Falsely accusing various commentary channels of being pedophiles for significantly less than what Synni has been exposed for, him basically going after random people and making shit up, him being friends with a culture war loser who's currently doing the world's worst damage control for him as of right now.
Now all it takes is one look at his YouTube account or his Twitter profile, and you can understand the disdain in his tone when he said culture war loser. It's because I noticed the kind of slop that he likes being put into media. Now when I commented and subsequently popped up on stream to take the piss and get an answer on how I was doing damage control for Kumo, they just dodged the question by saying I was the one actually seething, not them, because I was commenting on the stream and asking for clarification. And then I remembered this guy's whiny voice from a video I'd watched far, far before. That made it click in my head. This isn't the first time Moment of Sanity has done something like
Hello,
this. Back
Mr.
when he started shit
Doge
with Gilded Poo, he said Gilded was victim blaming Jack's Films just for daring to criticize Jack's Films during his spat with Sniper Wolf.
And I pretty much already pre-watched this, and, well, yeah, there's obviously a reason why I'm taking a look at this shit, because it is absolutely stupid. Just prepare yourselves for this garbage.
Jack's Films, or Jack Films, or
Oh
however
boy.
the fuck it goes. It's a guy's fucking...
Well, you're already starting off strong right here. Yeah, in case you couldn't already tell just by this absolutely out-of-left-field intro of this video, you can already tell that this video is definitely going to possess a lot of victim blaming, okay? Like, that's what we're about to be getting into.
Victim blaming, guys. I was victim blaming. Except for the fact that I wasn't victim blaming, and at no point in this video does Weirdo Plague Doctor ever even make one iota of an attempt to ever prove this claim.
And it's definitely gonna piss me off. And it's probably gonna piss a few of you guys off too, because, dear God, this shit is going to be absolutely fucking stupid.
And not once in that video did he ever expand on how Gilded was victim blaming. Never showed an example of that. Just said that.
Yeah, I don't think Gilded was like victim blaming in that video. I think, I don't know, like with the Sniper Wolf stuff. I mean, I think like obviously like what she did was bad, but like I think if I remember correctly, there's a point that he said like he insinuated that like Jack should have had like guns and just like came out but blazing, which is kind of funny, but it's like, come on, dude, come on.
That he was. The point I'm making is that the people involved are fucking retarded. They just say things to make it look like they have an understanding of the situation, or to try and rope people in. And that's exactly what Moment of Sanity did by saying I was doing damage control for Kumo, or failing to do damage control for Kumo. Considering he made the claim, he should have something to show for it, and well, they really didn't in the video, and then when I asked him on stream, he kept dodging the question. So I'm gonna have to go on a limb here and assume that he's referring to me on Twitter, supposedly doing damage control for Kumo. But if you just look at my Twitter, the most that I've done is disagree with a couple of claims that mainly two individuals have made about Kumo, and then his friend, this fucking doctor retard, came squealing at me, quote retweeting me, because I was in disagreement with some of the claims about Kumo. So disagreeing with some of the claims and pointing out just how overly dramatic and retarded these people are is apparently trying to control the damage that Kumo is receiving. Yeah, that's how they're framing that, which is really interesting because I've also acknowledged the shit that he did do, such as the copyright strike. So if I really was trying to do damage control, why would I acknowledge the things that he's done that I disagree with, such as the copyright strike? Or
yeah, it's
better
not
yet, I have
sweeping
a
if you
video
acknowledge the bad
defending
things
Kumo,
they've done.
But alas, it must be framed that way because he needed a means of shoehorning me into the video to bitch about the fact that Kumo's friends with someone that has politics that
yeah,
doesn't like.
Kumo has
Any
literally
information
said
given to
nothing.
these
Like,
people is going to
Kumo
be
has not
formatted
like
and
said
chatted in a way
anything
that's
about
overly
the
dramatic and
situation.
conforms to a set of idea of what they
Oh, hey,
believe
Vela.
is happening. This is how and why they proclaim I'm defending Kumo, or white knighting for him, or glazing him, or doing damage control for Kumo. Because I dare to ask people questions on Twitter and then cleared up misinformation that was against Kumo. You're not allowed to say anything.
Yeah.
That's what they are saying. You're not allowed to criticize the other parties if they're deemed a perfect.
But that's the thing, you
You're not allowed
literally
to correct
said nothing in the
misinformation.
beginning.
An example of this being Moment of Sanity, using the same old lie about the cutting situation in his video on Kumo.
And of course, while I could talk about the entire situation revolving around the fact that he coerced a girl into literally carving his name into her thigh, a story in which every single time it's gets brought up, he continuously keeps changing the fucking story despite the fact that the video clip itself of the entire call still exists. And as of right now, his main...
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist. I'm not gonna get into that situation because that's a whole other can of worms. But yeah, so there's this, which I thought, like, you know, he kind of, like, he obviously, like, disagreed and disavowed, like, his recent actions. So it's like, I wasn't really shocked that was gonna happen. I don't think just because you're friends with someone that you should be pressured to have a take on something. Like, this guy is mainly known for covering the FCK stuff and is still showing more evidence about it. So to, like, pressure him to have a take on Synni, that is so parasocial. Like, that is absolutely insane. And the main reason is just because he's associated with the guy that's involved. And it's like, that's already, like, crazy within itself. But to say that he's defending him when he had no comments about anything at all, that was also another dumb thing. I get why some people would make the claim that Gilded maybe did, because he was only... but then he was, like, on, like, one stream or two about Synni. And I say two, but because there was, like, an internet crash and then they had to, like, restart it. So it's like, technically he was just on, like, one stream, like, talking about the stuff. But you know what? We're done with this, and we'll get into this one, dude.
It has been requested of me ad nauseum at this point to make a video.
Yeah.
Regarding the Synni / Kumo situation, and quite frankly,
ooh, it's already not doing so great. America.
It's going to be a pretty short video, as I'm only going to give a general overview.
Okay, first video not doing so great. Let's try the normal playback. Actually, could he survive the 480p? Let's see. Okay, let's try to speed up again.
View of my involvement and my thoughts and opinions on it. And
okay,
one of the
there
main reasons why it's going to be short is not only because my involvement is minuscule at best, but also because I have other things to do. Unlike many of the city boys and gals covering, watching, and A-logging the entirety of the situation, I have to actually fell trees, cut them, split them, and stack them in preparation for winter so that, you know, myself and my family doesn't freeze to death. And yes, the underlying implication that I'm better than you is actually there, because yes, that does make me better than you. But aside from that, what is my involvement in this situation? I found out about it, I believe, the 17th or 18th of September, and by the 19th, I was asked by Inla what my thoughts of that situation was, and I said
that's what I've been saying, Lamau. Have you seen the stuff Synni was DMing to that minor? What do you make of it? I've not followed any of it for the last couple of days. Fair enough.
I hadn't looked into it in the last couple days. Because the truth of the matter is, I didn't care. If you sit there and fucking Pikachu face every single time a magical new fucking pedophile works its way around the block, there's something actually wrong with you. Granted, of course, there's something wrong with pedophile too, but when every single person is covering the exact same person, it gets kind of annoying. I don't particularly give a shit about some fucking pedophile on the internet. I don't care.
Why do you always stream at 5 a.m.?
I know many of you might be pointing to my Brian Mullen.
It's for the environment.
It's the Fox video, my recent one, where I literally just wrote pedo on the fucking thumbnail with an arrow pointing at his fucking avatar, and might be saying, oh, you're a hypocrite. No, because I discussed in that video far more than whether or not Brian is a pedophile. Because unless they're actually approaching my kid specifically, I don't care. I don't give a shit. It's not my kid, not my fucking problem. That's my bottom line. That has been my stance from the beginning. I'm not out here on the internet to go out and be like, oh, gee, golly gosh, gotta save all them damn kids. Save the kids. I'm not doing that. I don't care. If you want to make videos going over all of that shit, good for you. I'm not going to disparage you. Many of the people covering it are making money off of it. Good for them. The next day, when I was talking to Kumo about it, I was actually trying to tell him, like, hey, this isn't real.
Okay. She's flirted with minors and posting porn to them. Not flirting. You need to check them again. It was her gooning and frothing at her mouth about fictional characters. The only solid statement they had on her before was when she dated a 17-year-old when she was 19. That distinction doesn't make me feel better, lol.
Really a good idea. That I didn't necessarily agree with him on.
I don't trust her, not Birdie. People that are that dumb as to confess to something like that, true or not, are not to be trusted. But I've been hating on Birdie since day one. Well, she's dumb, but she hasn't tried to hide anything from us. I think I understand the situation pretty well. Birdie reminds me of how Asta acted. Oh my god. She just reeks sociopathic psycho bitch. Synni just seems like a gullible retard and a freaky fucking... Oh, dude, okay, bro.
His take on the Synni Bear shit, because at this time he had it in his mind that there was more to the situation than what appeared to be the case on the surface. Synni Bear was called out in a video by Birdie. I'm not going to say Jack. I'm not respecting your pronoun, especially not the pronoun of some fucking weirdo that cuts themselves and posts it on a self-described 16+ Twitter account. From my vantage point, you're probably not much better than Synni Bear. Go fuck yourself.
That is a wild claim. Okay. Okay, buddy.
All I knew is that Birdie released that video, and then Synni Bear releases a video admitting.
Okay, I think Birdie's definitely like controversial and deserves criticism, but to say you're not much better than Synni, it's annoying because if you're gonna make takes like that, if Birdie sees this, they're just gonna clip it and be like, "Wow, people are saying I'm like not better than a pedophile." Huh. Crazy community we live in, and just like victimize himself off of it. So like it's really annoying when you make takes like that.
To being a groomer. Now, I'm aware that at this point, there are numerous people going over the logs. I watched 0 of those streams because I don't care. And so by this point, I'm telling Kumo
Okay,
what
so
I
he doesn't
heard,
care.
what I had seen, and all that other shit. Because
That's
quite
like the
frankly
main point of this
speaking, I don't
video.
necessarily agree with Kumo here. So 4 days later, I end up on Kumo's stream where he's debating people like Imro and Amos about the whole Synni Bear
Yeah,
situation.
that was
The
rough.
only take that I actually gave in the entirety of that stream was that I thought Synni Bear was a fucking retard. Because in my point of view, let's say hypothetically, she isn't a groomer. Doesn't matter, she admitted to being a groomer. So that makes her kind of retarded. But regardless, as I
Okay,
said,
yeah.
even in that stream, I didn't know a whole lot about the situation and didn't particularly care that much. And so finally, on the 4th of October, I am sent a tweet. And that tweet was very eye-opening,
Yeah.
to say the least. Whether or not you agree, that proves that Synni Bear is a groomer.
Yeah, this tweet, just to sum it up, I did cover it in my like on my second channel too, like this channel. This basically shows evidence with Synni wanting to have like showing a kind of isolation to Eno a little bit. I guess would be the point that it's checking off. Well, they're making the minor feel special, I guess is more a proper way to say it, because they were calling them things like sweetheart, saying I love you, and went to them to vent about stuff because there was just no one else to go to. So they made this child feel important for this, which, yeah, no, that's not so great. I'm not gonna lie.
Doesn't matter, because what it did prove is that Synni Bear is a pedophile. And the impression I got after sending it to Kumo.
Okay. Have you seen the screen caps? Massive yikes. What's up? It's a rough read. I'm not understanding what makes it grooming or what the big fuss is. Okay. I don't know if it's evidence of grooming, but it reads like like an intimate attraction. It really reads more like more than just we sisters. If I read this on a kid's phone, if she had one, the semantics of grooming or not would enter my mind. Don't know. I don't know, dude. It doesn't read like how I text my girlfriend, but it def is fucking retarded, and she chose to stay in contact and wrote that corny ass breakup letter. At first, yes, it reads like sister shit, and then it progresses into some hardcore parasocial nonsense. This is within the hour of the Birdie video. Yes, this one flew under my radar. It read like that to me too, so I just skimmed it. But I just reread the paragraph, and I'm actually very angry. Ugh. Okay.
Was that Kumo was just done with the entirety of all.
No, I appreciate it. I just made a post. I'm not dealing with this anymore. The others can continue helping her if they want, but I'm dropping out of the race. I'm going to wait and then take shots at Birdie once they're done with Synni. Which, yeah, I remember that community post. They try to claim that they never defended Synni, which it's like, come on.
That bullshit. By this time, I am sick and tired of the Synni Bear subject. And all I see is this entire subject being brought up ad nauseum. I see that Kumo says he's going to drop out of that entire thing.
Right.
And I'm like, cool. I'm just going to log off until I decide to come back. And I did. I was off social media for about 10 days. To the point that somewhere in the middle, Lio, of all people, was messaging a friend of mine, asking him if I was dead. And then finally, on the 14th, 10 days later, I announced that I went on a social media break, blah, 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 blah. And then I go on the Chris Denark stream, and what are they talking about? Oh, yeah, the Synni Bear situation of fucking again. And yes, I in fact bitched about it in his live stream chat.
Hey, Gilded Poo.
Yeah, Gilded, you can't get away from the drama, dude. It's everywhere now. Every commentary creator's covering it, and now Augie's asking for the jar DMs. Like, this is not going to go away for another couple of days.
No. So at this point, I am so angry. I am so sick and tired of the Synni Bear drama, because it's not just streamers talking about it. It's also every server that I'm in is exclusively talking about Synni Bear, as if there's not an entire universe of something else to talk about. So imagine how surprised I was to learn that Kumo is still talking about the same subject despite what he told me. And on top of that, imagine how surprised I was to see that there was now discourse surrounding Kumo in regards to this drama, because Kumo decided it would be a great idea to release what could best be described as the worst fucking recorded call in fucking ever. And so a few days later, on the 17th of October, Kumo, Beckett, and I all have a call. And in this call, Kumo ultimately agrees to take the L. To reiterate, for the ADHD and autistic people not really paying much attention to the timeline here, this was 13 days after Kumo had already told me that he was done talking about this topic. And remember, of those 13 days, I was gone for 10 of them. And upon my return, I was in fact legitimately surprised that Kumo had continued talking about Synni Bear, to even the extreme of talking to Synni Bear in a call that was recorded and uploaded uploaded to the internet later. This was the exact opposite
Oh, he's
of what I
talking
was
about that.
told by him
Okay,
on the
I
4th
know
of
what call he's
October.
talking
And
about.
so as a result of this confusion, Beckett and I decided to get in a call with Kumo, where Kumo, of course, as I said, agreed to take the L on the Synni Bear subject. So the question
Okay.
is, did Kumo actually take the L like he said he would? No. Instead, 2 days after that call, he decides to do a DMCA strike against one of his critics,
Yeah.
and then give the worst explanations and justifications possible for it. And to really hammer home the issues that I take with Kumo doing that DMCA strike against that video, I want to make 2 major points that I feel like are the most important in regards to this. Number 1, it feels a bit hypocritical of Kumo to have flagged that video down, given the
Sure.
fact that Kumo had actually just re-uploaded Jar Synni Bear video. Now, many people could
Yeah,
make
that's
the
the point
argument
that didn't get
video
brought
in
up a
question
lot.
was edited and therefore fair use. But in my opinion, I feel that calling it fair use because of those edits is a bit questionable at best. And the second, more pressing issue that I take with Kumo doing the DMCA shit is the fact that once you do that, for dubious reasons, it is not a stretch to assume that you would do that to basically anybody.
You start down the dark path forever when it dominates your destiny, and soon you will.
This
Sure.
entire situation that I had no interest in discussing publicly, a situation that I had no interest in even looking into because I had no interest in discussing it publicly, has become a situation that I tried to get Kumo to let go. Should I have just not gotten involved at all and left Kumo to his own fucking devices entirely? I
Yeah.
probably should have. But
Yeah.
what I do know is it's not my fucking
He's his
problem,
own
and I shouldn't
person.
have attempted to make it my fucking problem in the first place. That's my L to take. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, so essentially that it's not necessarily a cover up per se. It's just essentially a lot of people got on them, and yeah. So they were pressured to make videos. Like I said, I heavily disagree with something like that. That's not cool at all. But on that note, I don't think there's no one in waiting room, so we're all good. I'm just gonna end the stream. It's been wonderful seeing you guys come out here. This stream did better. Like for our first stream on second channel, this did better, way better than I expected. So I appreciate you guys coming out here, and I'm gonna be doing this more often. So